Why am I so big?
I didn't want to resize your window, and I didn't want to resize. I could probably make myself bigger.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I could probably make it. You're more important. See, there we go. That's the only appropriate way to start this podcast.
Yeah, we got the topic up there. Oh, there you go. Little tiny.
By the way, that is from a magazine called Topic.
Oh.
Yeah, which does not exist. Now I'm too big.
Nah, there's no such thing. Ask any woman.
Hey. Actually, the world's largest penis is like 15 inches.
That sounds aggressive.
Yeah, he has attempted sex twice and it didn't work out well for him, according to...
Isn't that the guy over like Afghanistan or some shit like that?
I think he's Mexican, but he might be Afghani. I'm not gonna say one way or the other.
What?
It's 18 inches, I think.
Son Jackson. Wow. That's a big dong.
Yeah, it is a sizable penis that man possesses. I think it's actually 18 inches, and it's like multiple inches in diameter, which is the real issue. So it's not just long; it's girthy.
It's long. It's in charge and looking for chickies.
Yes. So I have the classic spiderweb, and of course I have Torchic.
Yeah, you gotta have the Pokemon.
Have to have the Pokemon, yeah.
It's part of the thing now.
All right, so it's actually on you to keep us on track this time, because if I try and bring up our Discord list, it's going to change the window.
Oh, I'm already ahead of you, man.
Okay, so I believe the first thing I wrote was recap. So, John, what have you been up to in this past month?
This past month, I've been working a lot and playing some game.
Some game. Okay.
I'm not going to spoil because that is future stuff.
That's future stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we've really been doing much actually. Just kind of relaxing. Trying to get better at the new job and whatnot, and trying to get back into Twitch. It's been really hard for me to get back in for some reason. I don't know why.
I got you.
Trying to get back into it.
You've been streaming. Have you streamed anything? I don't think I've seen you on.
The last time I streamed was last Saturday.
There you go. So just some Dark Souls 2 is what we got mostly.
Yeah, it's been weird. I'm just trying to get back into it, but other than that, not much. What have you been up to? What's this?
Actually, it's been pretty eventful on my end. We completed Mass Effect 3. So that was a good time. That was a good game. They definitely fixed the ending of that game with the expansions.
I love expansion.
Yeah, it was actually free. It wasn't even like it was free DLC. So that was cool of them to try and fix the ending of a game they botched.
Remember that time you ruined this?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a shame though, because Mass Effect 3 was amazing up until the last 5 minutes. And I would always tell people, Mass Effect 3 is an amazing game until the last 5 minutes. And I don't think they fully redeemed the last 5 minutes, but they definitely made it not as bad as it originally was, because it used to just be a color and then credits. So now they at least get into what your actions wrought at the end of the game. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah. And let's see, we finished Final Fantasy VII. For once, Twitch gives me audio only on something that you can actually listen to. Hell yeah. Welcome, mate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we actually finished Final Fantasy VII, so that went good. I believe you missed the ending of that, so let me recap. We kicked Sephiroth's ass so hard I got disappointed.
I'll have to watch the VOD on that.
We shoved our foot all the way up that man's ass. I was so disappointed because I had this combo set up, and I declared, there's no way he lives through this combo. He didn't even get close to living through this combo. It was so disappointing because the situation was I had Tifa set up to counter magic Knights of Round, and I had Cloud set up to counter mime, and I had Tifa cast and I had W summon on Yuffie, and I had a Quadramagic Bahamut Zero on Yuffie. So the setup was Tifa casts Knights of Round, Cloud mimes Knights of Round, Yuffie casts Bahamut Zero, double summon Bahamut Zero with Quadramagic, so it uses the Bahamut Zero summon 8 times in a row, and then if Sephiroth interrupts with an attack, it counter mimes either an 8 times Bahamut Zero or a Knights of Round.
Oh, Jesus.
Motherfucker did not survive the second Knights of Round, and I was so disappointed because that combo was so bullshit. I was like, Sephiroth, what the shit, man? You didn't get anywhere near to living that.
Your land's fast. You can survive longer than this.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. We actually killed him before he used Supernova, so I just looked up at the end of the stream a video of the attack Supernova because I was so disappointed I didn't get hit with it.
Yeah. That's understandable. I like the end of RPGs or JRPGs. Any RPG, anyways. Where you can just go and slam the boss in like little to no time because you grind it up and you did like these side quests and all of a sudden you're just like omnipotent.
Yeah, I was definitely over-prepared. It actually does show one thing that I was a little disappointed with, though, is that we crushed Sephiroth so easily and so handedly, but the problem is the next stage up from Sephiroth is Ruby and Emerald Weapon. There's no fucking way we were going to beat Ruby and Emerald Weapon, so there's not like an in-between final boss and the super bosses. So I would have liked, granted, super bosses are optional content anyway, so you can't hold that against the game, but I would have liked if there was like a level 70 super boss or something so that
President didn't do that in 7.
Yeah, like Sapphire Weapon or some shit. I don't know. Sapphire's dead. You can't fight Sapphire Weapon.
Every Final Fantasy game, like from the first up until 7, basically, they have like a secondary boss that's just like ridiculously OP.
Did they have a super boss even in the first Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
I have not played the first Final Fantasy in literal decades.
Yeah, I want to say at least 15 years for me. It's been a while, yeah.
And I didn't even beat it. So
I don't want to flex hard, but I do have the original Final Fantasy on the box.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, it's downstairs a little bit. Map and everything too.
Yeah, so I managed to get out because I'm still not done with my updates, believe it or not. Like I said, it was an eventful month for me. I actually finally, for the first time in 3 months, managed to release my new episode of Water, what I watched recently for my anime channel, which covers I believe it came out to be 21 anime I watched, because I made the decision to watch every anime that was mentioned in my Discord.
Magical Warfare? No.
And I didn't actually end up getting through it. I almost finished, and then someone, looking at Maid over there, dropped like 5 in a row, and I was like, I'm done. Fuck it. I give up. But I mean, reviewing 21 anime in one video came out pretty good. It only turned out to be like 30 minutes too, so
that's not bad.
That was pretty solid. And then new playthroughs, we've started a request from viewer Mac Tier, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, a game so obscure Twitch doesn't have a game listing for it.
Is that on PS2 or something?
PS4.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a game so obscure that Twitch doesn't have a listing for it as far as game category, so I just put Fist of the North Star as the game category. And
I wonder if they have one for the NES one.
Maybe, probably. They had a bunch of them. They just didn't have Lost Paradise specifically. It's made by the same people that did Yakuza, so it's like a Fist of the North Star game, but like in a Yakuza style, but like a dumbed down Yakuza style. They don't go completely balls to the wall with Yakuza.
Yeah, I need to play more Zero. That's some of my list of games to hopefully get to eventually.
Yakuza 0?
Yeah.
I think the story's really like dumb and boring, but the rest of the game, phenomenal. Yakuza 0 probably has my favorite fighting system of any game I've ever played.
It's from what I played, I really liked it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a lot more simplistic in the Fist of the North Star game. And just last night, we started Megami Iboroku Persona, or also known as Revelations Persona, or Persona 1, which is a game that's real. It didn't start at 3, believe it or not. It started at 1.
It's weird, yeah. It's kind of like how Final Fantasy went from like 1 to 2
to 3 to 7. Yeah.
But 3 was actually like 6. And
yeah. Persona is one of those games that people think start with 3, along with Elder Scrolls and Shin Megami Tensei. People are like, there was a first one?
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So that was my recap. You have the rest of the docket, so I guess it's on you. Oh yeah, what are you streaming? If you come back to streaming, what are you streaming?
I don't know. I'm not gonna stream the game I'm currently playing. No spoilers coming up though.
Okay.
Just because it's oversaturated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tend to play games when they first come out just because of that. I don't know. I kind of want to get back into something retro too. Like start
Mega Man.
Link to the. I think actually like Link to the Past, something like that. I don't know. I have a couple different things. I need to finish Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
I also need to finish Demon's Souls too. So I probably will actually, if I do stream at some point this week, I'll probably finish Demon's Souls because I'm at the end of that game basically. So
yeah,
that game.
Yeah. Don't you only have the 3 versions of the worlds left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got left. So I just need to really just do that and beat the final boss.
Boletaria has a level 4. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I already did 3. I don't remember.
All right. Did you fight Penetrator?
Penetrator. I don't remember. Maybe.
Yeah, because
I fought the dragon dude.
Dragon dude?
Yeah, the big old dragon dude in the volcano type deal.
Oh, that's Dragon God.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's in the mines. Yeah, Boletaria is Phalanx, Tower Knight, Penetrator, King Allant.
Maybe I did.
Yeah, Boletaria is such a good level.
I like it.
Yeah, they keep trying to bring back Boletaria and they never succeed, but like the feeling you get when there's an army in front of you and like levels and levels of barricade as you like charge the battlements, they never recapture that feeling.
That's like that with a lot of games. Like they try to recapture something they did in a previous game and it never works out.
Yeah, there's like a level like that in Dark Souls 3, and it's not Boletaria.
So shout out to anyone who develops games. Like if you do something good once, do not try to do it again.
No.
Unless it's Spider-Man for PS4, then completely just redo the same game because that game's
just
like,
to slap a new coat of paint on it.
That's literally what they're doing with the Miles Morales game. They're just putting Miles Morales in the game.
I own it, and I'm afraid it's going to melt my PS4 because it makes such a loud noise whenever I play it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a good game. Also, shout out to Sony for hogging Spider-Man for the Avengers game because fuck them. I hate them. Anyways, I'm still mad about that, and I will be for the next 7 months. So are we moving on?
Yeah, sure. You can go at whatever pace you want. Maid says Penetrator is easy if you save this one guy and goes with you. I think his name is like Bainhard or something.
Maybe I don't know. I can't remember. Play that game, so I don't remember how to play the game. Forgot. Next, I guess we're gonna talk about Grounded. It's a early access game that came out on the Xbox last month, and I've been playing it with a couple friends, over the last month. A lot of fun if you like survival games. It's made by Obsidian, so the guys that made like Fallout New Vegas and stuff like that. And what was that game?
The original Fallout.
Yeah, no, the good one. What was the other game? Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yep. They made Outer Worlds.
They're also making another game that's coming out for Xbox that looks ridiculous. It has like knights and shit. I can't remember. They showed it off at their summer thing or whatever.
Weirdly enough, it is called Knights and Shit.
nailed it. But Grounded's cool. It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but the video game. A little bit more brutal though.
It reminded me of Secret World of Arietti.
Whatever that is.
It's a Ghibli film.
Oh, okay. You basically survive. You fight giant ass spiders, so it's not for the arachnophobic. However, there is a arachnophobia mode that you can actually turn on that actually like dumbs down the spiders so they don't look as freaky, which I think is a nice touch. Unfortunately, I love spiders. I'm not afraid of them, so I don't have that mode turned on. That is another game that I probably won't stream just because, again, it's super congested and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun though. You build bases and stuff like that. My buddy and I were like building like basically a tree fort earlier, which is pretty cool. We found this like little bush where you can go up, and we just started building shit up there. Crafting. There's not much to it because it's early access, so I mean they're still working on it. But for what it is right now, it's a pretty good game. Like if I could give it a rating, I'd give it like a nice 7.5. So far. But they're gonna add more stuff. Like there's like a huge pond area that they're gonna add. So like there's gonna be like an underwater area. I'm excited to see what they go with it. There's not too much to it, so it's not really much to talk about.
So what's the idea? You get shrunk, or you're just small inherently? You start the game shrunk down. Okay. You start outside of like a little briefcase type thing with like basically 4 little holes, like small child-sized holes. And like you get to an area where it's actually where the shrink ray is. Okay. So there's story to it, but the story's not complete yet because it's still early access. So you kind of get a feel like what's going on. Like you find spoilers. You find like a lab inside a tree and stuff like that. So you go down there, you meet a little robot guy. And that's really all they got for the story so far. But I'm sure that through my exploring, like I explored like the whole map so far, and there's like a couple different areas that have like different labs in it. So there's probably gonna be when they add more to it, they'll probably be answering more questions. Okay, so it's like a survival game, and then you get shrunk down, and it's like, here you go live in the world, and then an ant comes at you, and you're like, oh god, the ant has 4 swords.
Basically, yeah. So like not most of the bugs aren't super aggressive. Obviously, the spiders are. There's orb weaver spiders and wolf.
Are the ants not?
The ants aren't. The worker ants are not, but the soldier ants are. However,
yeah, I was gonna say I can't imagine a more aggressive insect than an ant.
Yeah, so like the soldier ants will attack you on sight. Yeah, and when you attack the soldier ant, the other worker ants will start attacking you. Okay. So if like if you're in an area and you have like 7 or 8 ants around you, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, because that's ants' whole gimmick is that they hunt you down and kill you, and then they take your house, and then they're like, "We live here now."
Yeah, and they're they have like larvae too, which is like basically baby ants, but they're creepier looking. Those are in the game too. They also kind of swarm you. There's like gnats and like lawn mites. Yeah, nothing too crazy yet. Ladybugs, also same thing. They're not aggressive unless you actually attack them. Mm-hmm. They're basically the tanks of the game because they have the most HP. Okay. But they're adding more things like they're adding like water striders for like the water area. They're adding bees, and a couple. There's also stink bugs and bombardier beetles too. Okay. Cool. The stink bugs have like an AOE gas attack that kind of like slowly drains your health unless you have like a gas mask. Okay. And pretty cool. I mean, you make weapons and shit, and basically just kill bugs.
Is this a multiplayer game?
Yeah. You play up to 4 people. Yeah.
All right, so it's not a multiplayer.
Yeah, my buddy's playing on PC, and I'm playing on my Xbox.
Oh, does it actually cross-platform?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive game, so it's a lot easier for them to do crossplay on it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Fun fact about ants: most ants are female. The male ants actually stay with the queen as a reverse harem to make babies.
Teehee.
So
that's always fun.
Lucky her.
But yeah, it's fun. I can't wait to see what's gonna come out with some updates. They've already done one update that added some like abilities and stuff like that, but they haven't added any actual creatures or anything to the actual map. So we're kind of at the point where we're like super OP, and like we're just killing everything because we already made all the good stuff. So it's more of a game that I'm probably going to stop playing for a little bit and then come back to.
Gotcha. Wait for updates and stuff. Yeah, gotcha. Welcome, Kaido.
What's up, Kaido?
All right. That's Grounded. What's next on the list? You got the list. I don't.
Skyrim, yeah, that's all.
Skyrim. Okay. So you know how last time I said I'll probably beat Astral Chain by the time we come back. Well, I didn't anticipate getting so... I haven't played it a single time since I've said that sentence. I didn't anticipate getting so invested in Skyrim. I didn't really like Skyrim when I played it the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. But I was like, I'll give Skyrim a chance. And so I decided to do a no cheats, no mods playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition because I owned it. And I have now 100%ed that game, including the DLC, including Hearthfire. I built all of the houses fully, including all of the mounted animal heads. I did
like 5 of them, right?
There's 3 houses that you can build.
3, okay.
I adopted all the children. I got all the artifacts. I finished the Litany of Larceny, which means I did in fact do the 125 Thieves Guild jobs required to get the jewel safe. I found all the jewels of Berenzia. I got all of the dragon masks, including the DLC dragon masks. I did it all.
When did you start that, and when did you 100% it?
I 100%ed it 3 days ago. And I started it on, like, week 1, like, right after the podcast. I started it. It took, let's see, I have the number, 158 hours, 36 minutes, 56 seconds of gameplay. To 100% it. I
wouldn't be able to do that because I get so sidetracked in that game that I would never be able to get that done.
Well, here's the thing. I did get sidetracked. I let myself get sidetracked. Oh, and I got all of the words. I got all of the shouts. I did get sidetracked, but then I ran out of things to get sidetracked with because I did it all.
Now, what was the final thing that you did? Did you beat the main story at the end?
Final thing I did was fight Ebony Warrior.
Oh, okay.
That
sounds about right, yeah.
Who you unlock for reaching level 80. So, but before that, I beat the main story. I intentionally did the main story last. Alduin did not live very long. If you just like Sephiroth,
at that point you're basically, you have all the best gear.
Yeah,
I'm gonna safely assume all your stats were basically maxed out at that point.
Oh yeah, no, they all were.
Dude, I'm gonna safely assume you went with a strength like melee build.
No.
Oh,
stealth archer.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to mix it up this time. It turned out well.
That breaks up the because like I always try to do something different every time I play that, but then I end up just doing magic like I do every game. Yeah,
magic's really underpowered, but if you want a little taste of how broken my build was, I was a stealth archer vampire necromage, and if you know Skyrim, you understand what I just said and how ridiculous that was.
Yeah, that's Yeah,
that's one of those. Why?
Why not?
Why did you do that? Yeah, I had full dragon scale armor, enchanted, of course, reinforced with my smithing. Yeah, it was nuts. And of course, you know, being a vampire, necromage, all of the enchantments, of course, gain the bonus percentage from necromage. So all my enchantments were past 100% powerful.
Well, so now the only thing you have left to do is go into the top of the mountain and jump off and see how long until you die.
I wouldn't.
I would. I always do that.
I wouldn't. No, I mean I wouldn't die from it. I'm confident.
Oh.
I'm confident I would live it.
Well, this needs to be proven.
No, I'm confident I would live it because you can't jump all the way off the mountain. Like, you can't jump from the top of High Hrothgar all the way to the bottom, which would be enough to kill me. But I'm confident I would hit a ledge on the bottom and then my health would regenerate.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I get like halfway down and my guy's like, ugh!
When I was 3/4 of the way through the game, and I was getting the Ethereum shards, because yes, I even did that quest. I was getting the Ethereum shards. There's an entire pool of lava, and I came to a startling discovery that I was immune to lava.
Vampirism is literally the worst. Yeah, I always go werewolf. I like being a werewolf.
Oh, well, one of the achievements was getting all 11 werewolf perks. So I did that.
Oh, so you were a werewolf first, and then you became a vampire.
And then I became a vampire, yeah. Yeah, I did that.
That's one of the only ways to cure it. You don't want to be a werewolf anymore? Just become a vampire.
Just become a vampire. Well, then I cured my vampirism, which was hilarious, because I got all of my By the way, maxing out your werewolf and vampire perks is the easiest fucking thing ever. I did it in an hour each. It was the easiest fucking thing. I transformed into a werewolf once, and then as long as you keep eating hearts, you keep your werewolf transformation. So all you have to do is chain kill your way up and down the map of Skyrim, and you just never leave werewolf form. It got to the point where the amount of time I stayed in werewolf form was so long I had to wait until it turned off. Like, I literally maxed my werewolf perks in one transformation. It was super easy. And it's even easier in vampire form because vampire form doesn't time you out. So, so you don't need guides for this. You can just do it.
Just like Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, just max it out. It's super easy. There's way harder things that you do in Skyrim. Oh, I got all of the black books. All 7 of them.
You know what's worse than that?
What?
That in Elder Scrolls Online, in order to get Meteorite, like the best mage spell you can get in Elder Scrolls Online, you have to find, I believe it's 150 something books, and they are scattered throughout the entirety of the map, and it took me 2 months to do.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
After that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
I got the spell, I used it in one dungeon, and I was like, I'm done with this game for a little bit, and I never went back to it.
Yeah, Stones of Barenzi were actually really easy for me. I only had 4 missing by the time it was time to be like, okay, now I'm looking for them. Because I did a really good job of looking for them while I was just going through the quests. So it was super easy to finish that quest off. I will say Skyrim broke more and more as I went through the game.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Like when I started, it was like totally fine. Like, it was the least buggy playthrough of Skyrim I'd ever seen. Or least buggy playthrough of any Elder Scrolls I'd ever seen for the first 40 hours of the game. First 40 hours of the game, I had a weird quest break that I had to fix with a console command, and I had one crash to desktop that I still don't know what caused it, because it was the only crash to desktop from Skyrim I ever had. And then when I get to hour 40, I finally made it to the city of Markarth, which was the last city I'd ever made to. Half the city was gone.
Why?
I don't know, but I walk in and I fall down a hole, and like the front gate is just missing. Like, there's no gate. It's just a hole into the infinite void. And then I walk through the city and I see a red exclamation point, and I'm like, is that an error message? I've never seen an error message in Skyrim. And then I see another one near a blacksmith anvil, and then I see another one near a staircase, and I'm like, okay, well, hang on. I wonder if these objects are actually still here, and they're just invisible. So I go to walk to one of the missing staircases in Markarth, and I fall through the fucking world.
That's very Skyrim.
Yeah, and I end up in a waterfall, and then I'm like, okay, and then I do everything I need to do in Markarth. I only needed the left half of the city, the western half of the city, the southern half of the city, technically, and then so I go to leave, and I'm like, man, and keep in mind, it's just a fucking door floating in an infinite gray abyss, so I go to jump towards the door, and I decide to take one last look at the city of Markarth, and for the first time, I see the northern half of the city. No, I don't. It wasn't there.
That happened to me on the final level, like when you fight those like priests or whatever. It like glitched out when I killed the last one, and he just like floated there for like ever. And I was like, what do I do? And like so I kept walking around because I'm like, oh, maybe it just needs like a second reload. So I just like looted stuff like normal, and I came back. He's still floating there. Just okay. So I reloaded the save when
I did just shot him.
Well, that's the thing. I did it again, and it happened a second time. So then I restarted the entire game, reloaded the save, did it again. So I was like, okay, so third time happened again. So I took the game out, turned off my Xbox, put it back in, still did it again. So what I had to do was I had to go to a previous save that was like an hour before that, and redo that entire part again. A lot of fun.
That sucks. I have a similar story with Mirak, but real quick, let me make clear. I turn around, half the city was gone.
Oh.
Yeah, like I was like, I decided to take one last look, and I'm like, it's so weird that like those like those pieces of the city were missing, like that staircase, that anvil, that gazebo, and I turn around, and the entire northern half is just an exclamation point, and it's just infinite gray void, and I'm like, oh my. That's not supposed to be like that.
Is that on PC or on console?
It was on PC, yeah. Half the city was gone.
It's like, oh, did you forget the render? No?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just going to go this way where we can actually like walk and see life. I don't want to go into the void.
Yeah. I managed to fix it by updating my I went to Steam Repair, and that managed to fix it. So I had a blackout when I was downloading Skyrim the first time, and then I tried to re-download it, and I think what happened is it just didn't fully download the meshes for Mark Hearth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That happens a lot, yeah. That happened to me with an update on I want to say Left 4 Dead. Like when that game first came out, like my Xbox crashed or something like during the update. And it like completely like bricked the game, and I had to like uninstall it, reinstall it.
To answer your question, Maid, though, no, Mirak did not disappear on me. I was fighting him, and then he goes to the center, and what he's supposed to do is he's supposed to kill a dragon, eat its soul, and then heal his health back to full. So he killed a dragon, and he didn't manage to heal his health back to full, so he just froze there, untouchable and unkillable in the middle of the arena. So I reloaded, did it again, happened to me again. I'm like, okay, not a fan of that happening. Looked it up, because this is actually a humorous little anecdote. I look it up. Turns out, if you're too strong, you can actually deal enough damage to Mirak that he can't heal all the way, and so he'll just permanently freeze there. So I was like, okay, well, then I'll increase the difficulty. So I increased the difficulty to, like, Adept or something, because I always play on the easiest difficulty anyway. Happens to me again. And I'm like, okay, cool. Not a fan of that. So then I increased the difficulty all the way to Legendary, the highest difficulty in Skyrim. Happened to me again. Then I'm like, okay, what if I hold back a lot and I don't go all out and I don't just like blitz him to death? Happened a fourth time. So I look it up and I find this thread about this glitch. And I find a thread for some like website forum about Skyrim bug fixes. And it was dated 7 years ago. And it said that the person from the thread said they sent an email to Bethesda. They said they were aware of the glitch and they were working on a patch currently to fix it, and it should be done soon. Keep in mind, this thread was dated 7 years ago. and then there was a reply to that from 5 years ago that was like, we're working on it, it should be done soon, lol. And then I was like tempted to like make a account on this forum website and be like, guess what, they still didn't fix it.
And just because anyone needed an update, it's still broken.
7 years later, they still have this.
Working on the next one. Fallout 76 took president.
The fix to this was the stupidest thing ever, by the way. You have to use the resurrect command on Mirik because I guess I kept killing him.
Oh, well, stop killing him.
Yeah, I guess that's the solution. Oh, it just broke worse and worse as it went. It was crazy. It was like the easiest, least glitched run, and then it became, at the end, the most glitched run.
It sounds awesome. Did you play Skyrim when it first came out?
I did play Skyrim.
Yeah.
No.
You remember how broken it was?
No, I didn't. I played it before the DLC was created, though.
Oh. I played it launch day.
Yeah.
On 360.
I played it on 360 too.
It was one of the buggiest games still to this day that I've played.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
Everything going wrong. They had that book that you could just reuse, and you could just level your guy to like 100 immediately.
The Augment Infinium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone did that glitch as soon as it was founded. Literally in the first I want to say 8 hours. Mm-hmm. Of it coming out, and somebody found it already, and I'm like, and it was already. I think it was posted on. I want to say IGN posted it. I think that's probably where I saw it back then. I don't remember. Maybe it was on MySpace or some shit. I don't know. What was that? 2010? I think it came out. Facebook. No.
It was 9 years ago.
Fuck. Yeah, but
10 years ago. Yeah, right. Yeah, probably 2010.
Yeah, that game was. God, it was buggy.
According to Mate on PS3, you couldn't save.
Oh.
So
that's a good start.
Oh, I forgot to change. I forgot to change this. It says topic. I forgot to change this over. That was my B. But I think we're done with Skyrim now. Unless you have anything to add about Skyrim.
Give us Elder Scrolls 6.
You can expect that by 2030, I think.
I want another buggy mess on launch day. I want it to brick my console.
I mean, at the rate they're going, did you see Fallout 76?
Yeah, I played the beta for that game, and that's when I was like, this is the first Bethesda game I'm not buying.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, they've been getting worse and worse, so...
Yeah, Fallout 4 was all right. I never played a Fallout game. The 4 was my first one. And then I played New Vegas and 3, and New Vegas is still to this day my favorite.
I played 3, and then I played 4, and then I played New Vegas. Mm-hmm. And I definitely enjoy 3 the most. I would like to play 3 again, but it is almost unplayable on PC without doing a bunch of bug fixes.
It's still pretty bad on Xbox too, because I have it on my Xbox One. Yeah. Fallout 4, I made a really bad decision though. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do something I never do in Fallout 4, because I know the whole thing about Fallout 4 was about trying to save your kid. So I'm like, I'm gonna get super into character. I'm gonna play the character. I'm gonna be like a mom that wants to track down my kid. Roleplay, not Fallout 4 strong point. Because what happened is you find your kid, and spoilers for Fallout 4, he turns out to be the head of the Institute. And then he's like, I'm the head of the Institute. Hi, Mom. What's going on? Do you want to join the Institute? And I'm like, well, let's see. What would my character do? Yeah, my character would join the Institute. So then I became the head of the Institute. So that was an experience. I will say the Institute just wanted to restore power to the wasteland. They get a really bad rep because they replace people with robots, but they are doing it for the greater good. So some people don't like that.
I don't know.
I did like the robot.
Most of the people that get killed by the robot replacements, though, most of the fatalities come from either the misguided misadventures of the railroad, or from people thinking that people are being replaced by robots, not specifically from the Institute.
It's true, yeah. I love the robot detective in that game. He's one of my favorite characters.
I think his name is Nick, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Nick
Valentine, I think, something like that.
Nick's cool, yeah, I think you nailed it, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite Bethesda characters, just because he's got the attitude, he's got that spunk, and he's like, you know what? I'm a robot, man. People hate me, but I still help people out.
Yeah, no, he's cool. He's cool.
That's dope.
Oh, I will remember Fallout 4 was even buggier than Skyrim. The city?
Yeah.
In Fallout 4? I couldn't get into it.
I didn't have that problem. What I did, in the beginning when you have to fight that big thing or whatever, right away,
Mm-hmm. The death claw.
It got stuck in the ground and it wouldn't die. That's the only thing that was like the only thing I ran into when playing that game.
Yeah, it was like a similar situation. No glitches, except for this was only in like hour 2 that this encountered. You're supposed to get into the baseball stadium, and then Piper is supposed to talk to the mayor. Piper would not talk to the mayor, which means, and the city's locked down until Piper talks to the mayor.
Yeah.
So
I think I ran into something else like right before I think you get the power armor. Like you're on the ship or whatever. I think someone wouldn't show up or something.
Yeah, I mean that game is glitchy as shit.
All Bethesda games are, except for Doom, but that's also done by ID.
Yeah,
it's not fully Bethesda.
But yeah, I mean, words cannot describe how game-breaking it is that you can't get into the fucking capital of the game.
Well, they don't want you in there.
Yeah, because they have to sit through some dumb fucking cutscene.
So here's the question: if we're before we move on,
okay,
since we're talking about Fallout 4, did you set off the bomb in that first little town?
Oh, in Fallout 3?
Yes.
No, I did not. My first playthrough of Fallout 3, I did not blow up a megaton. I did do it on the second time just to see if they would let you, and I was shocked they would let you. Yeah, like, that is a level of freedom that no other Bethesda game has given you since, like, Morrowind.
That was, I didn't think you could either, so that's why I was like, oh, they won't let you. And then they're like, oh, like, do it. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I did it, and I'm like, oh. They're
like, great job breaking it, loser.
I was like, I just blew a whole town of people.
Yeah.
Well, off to Boston I go.
Yeah.
Like, let's go see the soccer.
Fallout 3, I would love to play Fallout 3 again, but then I have to worry about getting it working.
Yeah.
Because it's a Windows Live Vista game, and that caused a lot of issues with playing on PC.
Yeah, anything that has a wooden fist in it.
Yeah.
Except for my job, because my job is called Vista.
Oh, I'm sure your job is totally fine.
All
right, that was Skyrim. What's our next topic?
Avengers, the new game that came out. Which I'm actually currently it's still on my TV right now. Actually, it came out technically Tuesday if you had the deluxe edition, which I almost got, but then I was like, I don't want to pay an extra $20 to play a game 3 days early. So I got the regular edition. So I got it yesterday, and I've been playing since yesterday. I'm 45% complete, it says. So I'm like almost halfway through the campaign. I played the beta 2 weeks prior. The beta didn't really interest me that much. It felt kind of boring and the same. The full game, however, very different. They didn't showcase its strong suits in the beta. So that's why a lot of people kind of like weird about the beta. And I was one of those people. So playing the full game, I can honestly say it's great so far. I'm not going to go into any details, any spoilers, because it's still a new game. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk in depth about it. Like, I don't know if anyone's going to play it, but just in case, I don't want to give anything away. It's actually a really good story. Like, the premise is basically AIM frames the Avengers for an accident, and then AIM.
Who?
AOL Instant Messenger. AOL Instant Messenger. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. You got me.
Advanced Idea Mechanics.
No.
Really?
No, that's a new one on me.
They're like 6 years old.
6 years old. Well, see, there you go. I don't know any.
60.
Huh?
They've been around since like Ant-Man.
They've been around. Oh, really? I've never heard of them.
Do you know who MODOK is?
I know who MODOK is.
Yeah, that's his like. Gang.
Oh, they made MODOK?
Yeah, they're the dudes in the like normally yellow suits. They look like hazmat suits. What they normally look like in like different games and shit like that.
Oh, no. No, I know MODOK. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with AIM.
Yeah, they're not really. They don't use AIM a lot in any of the media for some reason.
Evidently.
Yeah. But that's why when they use it for this game, I was like, okay, that's something different. So. When they announced this game, I honestly thought we were gonna get another Thanos storyline, which I honestly would have loved. But the way it's kind of grounded at Earth and what's going on with it is pretty cool. I would love if they did add. They are adding more story content to it. They're doing I believe monthly updates with different characters. Like you get Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and then next month, and then regular Hawkeye the month after, and then I think the month after they're doing Black Panther because they were going to announce it, but after the whole Chadwick Boseman thing, they're like, yeah, we're not going to announce that right now. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Well, also rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a very fun game so far. It's multiplayer too. I haven't played any of the multiplayer. Just I played a little bit in the beta. The only suggestion I have for them is please make your AI smarter because I'm tired of throwing things at stuff in the air with Hulk, who is not meant to be a person to do aerial combat. So please
just make him smarter.
I'm doing my best. But yeah, great game. Can't wait to finish it.
Okay, so I've looked up AIM. According to the Marvel database, it's a privately funded think tank organized of a group of brilliant scientists whose sole dedication is to acquire and develop power through technological means. Their goal is to use this power to overthrow the governments of the world. I have never heard of them or seen them before outside of MODOK. But on the side note, there is a character called Miss MODOK, which is news to me, I guess.
I believe she was only on a couple of different comics. Like she wasn't super popular.
35 appearances in 616.
In 616, yeah. I thought for some reason she was in the Ultimate universe, but
I mean she might be.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they mentioned they were in Iron Man 3, like the movie too. Like, that was the guy. That's why that movie doesn't really sit well with a lot of people because they're like. AIM's MODOK, man. Fuck Aldrich Killian. Like,
I don't remember jack shit about Iron Man 3.
That's a good reason.
All I remember about Iron Man 3 is I think Piper wore an Iron Man suit at one point, and then a group of Iron Man suits attacked someone.
Does she? Yeah, she does.
I believe that's the end of the movie.
No, she wears. Tony throws it on her when his house gets attacked.
Okay.
But at the end of the movie, she has the powers from the shit. I can't remember what the fuck it is.
No. What I mean is, I think a bunch of Iron Man suits come out, like Tony controls them remotely.
That happens.
That's about the only thing I remember about that movie.
That's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just and then you never see any of those armors again.
Oh well.
Oh, because he blows them up. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And he gives up being Iron Man.
Right. Yeah, that lasted 2 seconds.
3 years.
2 seconds.
Came back in Civil War.
3 years. So okay, can you confirm that the art on this stream is from that game?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm seeing Camilla Khan in that. I was under the assumption that this was some kind of movie game.
No, actually, I completely. She is the main character of this game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so she in the comics is an Inhuman.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not really spoilers because I wouldn't know it's the beginning of the game because it's been showed so many times. But at the beginning of the game, the Helicarrier, they're doing an Avengers Day. So people submit their writings to the Avengers, and then they pick a handful of people to come out and meet them and stuff like that. She's one of them. She submits a story, so that she gets to go and see that. So she's on the Helicarrier when it explodes, and the Helicarrier is actually being powered by Terrigen crystals. So when it explodes, it causes a whole uprising in Inhumans. So that's kind of the plot of the game. The Avengers are kind of responsible for the explosion and causing San Diego to become infested with Inhumans. Some good, some bad. And AIM's kind of the ones that are kind of well, these people are diseased and we need to help them get a cure so they can become normal again.
Okay.
There's underlying stuff that, again, no spoilers.
Well, because they're an evil group, I assume they're doing it in the evilest way possible.
Maybe.
We're going to cure them by violently ripping out their powers and then fueling some kind of super being.
Anyways,
really?
I'm not gonna say yes or no. Spot on, kinda. That was like 85% correct.
Wow. I've never even seen footage of this. The most I've ever seen of this game was the 3 seconds of when you accidentally swapped to a display capture from webcam before starting this stream.
I could do that again. Maybe we could give everyone a little
a little taste.
Oh, I don't know. It comes in backwards for some reason, and I think that's funny. But there you go. It's backwards.
There you go.
There you go. I was not joking when I said I'm literally like, I've been playing this basically all day. I did my appointment for work, came home, and then just did nothing. And grinded for a little bit. I played grinded for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you gotta fight the 6 sword wielding ants.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're the most fun, in fact. I like fighting the spiders because I thought they were badass at first, but now that I'm like basically OP, they're literally nothing.
You gotta watch out about spiders because they can wield 8 swords.
They can wield 8 swords, and I'm afraid of all 8 of those.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine them to be scimitars.
I was weirdly enough picturing scimitars as well.
Yeah. Because they have kind of curved legs, you know? So like scimitars are kind of curved. You know?
Yeah. Well, anytime I picture dual wielding, I picture scimitars because I don't know why you would dual wield with anything that's not a scimitar. So, yeah. We're going to completely ignore that Miyamoto Musashi dual wielded without scimitars. We're going to ignore that. Who's ever heard of Miyamoto Musashi, though?
I don't know. I know who Miyamoto from Nintendo is.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, big ups to Nintendo finally announcing the 3 Mario games in one that aren't remastered at all. They're just upscaled.
Okay.
Still gonna pay $60 for them.
Yeah.
Even though I own all 3 of them.
Well,
convenience because it's on Switch.
No, I completely understand that. I own so many games on console that I've just rebought for PC for no reason other than I don't want to plug in a console.
I mean, I have Dark Souls 3 on both my console and my PC.
Yeah, I don't, but that's on purpose.
It's because I don't want to fucking play it.
It's because I genuinely intend to never touch that game again.
It was $15. Whatever.
That's fair, yeah.
But yeah, Avengers great. Can't wait to finish it. I'll probably talk about it more next month.
Next month, all right.
Probably with spoilers.
Trademark. That's gonna be our slogan. Next month.
Next month.
And then, as a joke, we just never talk about anything next month.
So yeah, the next thing is the Adventure Zone, which is more your thing because I completely forgot about that, but I do have it pulled up on the wiki.
All right. Oh, you have the Adventure Zone wiki pulled up.
I do. I pulled up the wiki.
Okay, let me switch over the image to the Adventure Zone.
Yeah, because I've heard of it. I forgot to actually look into it because I suck at remembering shit.
There we go. That is the lowest quality image I could have gotten from that. I think I got it like 3 pixels in height, and then I've just blown it up. The Adventure Zone is like a spin-off tabletop role-playing game podcast from that spun off of Mabimbam, which is the podcast My Brother and My Brother and Me, hosted by Griffin, Travis, and Justin McElroy. And for the Adventure Zone, the series, they also bring on their dad, Clint McElroy. And I basically just wanted to talk about it because I've watched at least 3 of the campaigns at this point. I've watched Balance, Amnesty, and Commitment. And I mostly just want to talk about Balance because Balance is super fucking good. It was a D&D podcast set in the Forgotten Realms very, very loosely. and I'm just going to make a bold claim and say it is the best D&D podcast out there. Don't at me, and I'm not willing to back that up, but I have seen Harmon Quest and Critical Role, so... I
was going to say, yeah, because they're pretty good.
No, it's better than Harmon Quest and Critical Role. I'll claim that boldly. I haven't seen... I know Chris Perkins has a series, and I know there's also like Acquisitions Incorporated, which is very popular, and I haven't seen either of those. But I will say it's definitely better than Harmon Quest, and it's definitely better than Critical Role. And I will also say... In my defense, I have seen Campaign 1 and Campaign 2 of Critical Role, and I'm still willing to make the claim that balance is better.
Gangsta.
Yeah. Now, I will say that as far as like comparing the two, obviously the voice acting is like a million times better in Critical Role because everyone is a professional voice actor. Yeah.
There's no contest.
There's no contest. Yeah. Like the boys get blown out of the water, but that's not the point.
Wasn't it that like Jennifer Hale or whatever? She was at like an award ceremony and then
Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey was in an awards ceremony, yeah, and she left in the middle of it. This has nothing to do with the Avengers, but she left in the middle of it to play D&D. Luckily for her, she didn't win because she was not
super awkward if she did though.
They joked about doing the acceptance ceremony in the on the stream.
I remember seeing that clip and I'm just like, I have so much more respect for her now. Like, not that I already respected her, but like, it gives me like more respect. So she's like, I want to go play some fucking D&D, whatever.
Yeah, Critical Role is DM'd by Matthew Mercer. And is played...
This game, actually, I'm pretty sure, right?
I'll keep talking, in the Adventure? Oh, they're probably all in there. And is starring Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, who I believe usually plays Thor. Thor?
Well, who's the...
Travis Willingham?
I think that's who it is, yeah.
Yeah. Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, Liam O'Brien... Taliesin Jaffe,
Laura Bailey, yep, she's
Marcia Ray is her last name, or is she now Marcia Mercer? Marisha, sorry. I should look that up.
Marisha's not in this game. Yeah.
Marisha Ray, and Ashley Johnson.
Jennifer Hale is in this game. I think that's where I got the name from. Yeah.
But anyway, enough about Critical Role. I'll talk your ear off on Critical Role next month if you want. But we got to talk about Adventure Zone. So it's set in the Forgotten Realms, but it's set in the loosest Forgotten Realms you've ever seen. There's like robots, and there's time travel, and the main characters basically fly around on a spelljammer at one point, and they live on a moon. It's nuts. But the basic idea is that it's about a group of three guys. And there's television. So it's nothing at all like the Forgotten Realms. Hey, Sack, professional VAs can be terrible too. Example, Netflix's Evangelion dumb. That was professionally done. It sounds like shit. Okay, wow, hot take there.
I believe it though. Netflix.
But I will say in the case of Critical Role that they are all good at doing voices. So.
Yeah. So between literally all of them. Yeah, I can't really say I don't like any of their work.
Mm-hmm.
Like Laura Bailey's been in a shit ton of stuff that I like.
Oh, they're all in everything. So
yeah,
there was a fun Halloween episode where they all dressed up as characters they'd been.
I kind of want to watch that one now.
Yeah,
who's Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey was I don't remember. Hang on, Critical Role Halloween. I remember Liam O'Brien was Gara.
That's sick.
Let's see. Coming Storm, was it? No, that's Campaign 1. Halloween. Okay. Let's see. Here it is. Let's see. Matt was the gunslinger guy from Overwatch.
Fuck, what's his name?
Yeah, gunslinger guy from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Travis was Two-Face. Liam was Gara. Sam was Phoenix Wright.
That's sick.
Taliesin was the Flash, and Laura is... I don't actually know what the fuck Laura is. I don't recognize that outfit.
Well, she's only been in like 100+ different projects, so it's really hard.
Yeah. I mean, she's the only one I don't recognize. I'm not sure what that is.
She must be something super obscure then.
Yeah, and Marisha is Soldier B.
Soldier B.
Soldier B. It's a joke about playing background characters.
That's actually really good. Like, wait, is that some like anthropomorphic like bee?
Well, I am a little disappointed though, because I think she also did Margaret in Persona 4 Ultimax.
Was that before or after this came out though?
Oh, it was definitely after.
Oh yeah, that's idea. I mean, for the meme of it though, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
I'm a background character.
Yeah, she did play. Yeah, she played Margaret in Ultimax. So I am a little disappointed about that. Hey, Professor Poopy Pants.
What's up, Professor Poopy
How's it going? But yeah, so I don't know what Laura was. I'll send you the link later. Maybe you can tell me. But anyway, Adventure Zone is about 3 guys, and they work with a bureau called the Bureau of Balance, and they have to recover artifacts that have the potential of destroying the world. Like the first one they encounter, I don't want to get too far into spoilers because there's a lot you could spoil with Adventure Zone, is called the Phoenix Gauntlet, and it like turns an entire town into like black glass because of like the firepower of it. And each one is based off of a school of magic in D&D except for enchantment. And having one of these artifacts can like corrupt the minds of whoever owns them, except for our 3 main characters, for whatever reason you have. And yeah, what Adventure Zone does really well, and what I really appreciate about it, is it manages to tell such an interesting and engaging story with both its cast and with Griffin as a DM. And I really appreciate the like narrative that Griffin was able to weave in Adventure Zone. Like as a DM myself, what Griffin manages to do with Adventure Zone and the story he manages to tell is unfucking believable. How intricate and in depth he went with it, and you can learn a lot from him, I will say. But yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out the Adventure Zone. I didn't want to talk too much about it because I didn't want to get into spoilers, and I know you haven't seen it. But
I'm gonna probably watch some of that in Critical Role.
Yeah, if you, I'm reluctant to say this because I do genuinely believe that Campaign 1 is better. But if you want to watch Critical Role, you might be better off starting with Campaign 2 because Campaign 2 starts at the beginning and Campaign 1 starts midway through.
Really? Why?
Because it was originally a home game and then they just decided to broadcast it once they made it to like level 9.
Oh, okay.
So
I like to start from the beginning with things. I have like a weird thing about that, so I'll probably just start with
yeah, Campaign 1 starts midway through. I will say Campaign 1 is better than Campaign 2 on all levels pretty much, but Campaign 2 is definitely the entry point to the series. But I would genuinely, it's also worth noting the Adventure Zone is, it depends on what you want. Like Critical Role takes itself super serious with its roleplay, whereas the Adventure Zone is more of a comedic twist to it.
I like both.
Yeah. But boy, like where it ends with the story it manages to tell, fucking amazing. Highly recommend it. Can't get too far into it without getting into massive spoilers, and there's a lot you can spoil with it. So I think that's all I'm going to say about the Adventure Zone.
Hell yeah.
So
we don't want to be spoiler owls.
We don't, because I think it's genuinely worth going into raw for Adventure Zone balance.
Well, that's how I got a kid, because I went into it raw.
Yeah, well, that's how that works.
That's my dad joke for the night.
There you go. Literally a dad joke.
Yeah, it literally is, yeah.
I guess real quick, though, I will say Commitment is about them being superheroes working for a corporation. That one is GM'd by their dad, Clint McElroy. And then Amnesty... Huh?
You said GM. Do you mean DM?
No, I meant GM. Game Master.
It's
only a DM for D&D.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't play D&D. They played Powered by the Apocalypse, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They also played Powered by the Apocalypse in... or they played Fate, I think, which is based on Powered by the Apocalypse, in the third campaign, which is Amnesty, where there are park rangers in Kepler, West Virginia, and then cryptids are coming in from another portal from another world. That one is good, and what they managed to do with Ned is fucking amazing, but I think the fact that they kept the characters too spaced out during the campaign really brought it down. So... there's Adventure Zone. Balance, highly recommended. What's next on the list?
Next on the list is... Where did I post it? God damn it.
I posted it in messaging.
That's right, okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't know why I had that ADHD moment on clicking around different shit and I lost it. Next is movies, maybe.
Okay. Well, we're only an hour and 8 minutes into this podcast, so we have time for whatever movies you watched.
Sick. I do have to take a quick piss, though.
Okay, piss break, huh?
Take a quick interlude.
Yeah, we can do a little lunar interlude to make it a Taz reference.
Like Sailor Moon? Oh.
No, a Taz reference.
Oh.
The between story arcs, they have little segments called lunar interludes because they live on the moon. Although I have been watching Sailor Moon.
I've been meaning to start it, but I need to. I'll get to why I haven't started it yet after the next.
Okay.
one. But,
all right. I don't really think Sailor Moon's your thing.
I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid.
Then I'm wrong. Fuck me.
Yeah, weirdly enough, my mom got me into a lot of things. Anime is one of them. Video games.
Mm-hmm.
The music that I listen to, weirdly enough, too.
Okay.
My mom got me into all that stuff. So, Mom, I know you're not watching this, but sometimes you watch the VODs. So thanks for that.
You know, I'm actually in a similar situation. My mother also got me into video games.
Yeah.
And to a lesser extent, anime. I really more credit a family friend to that, though Mother did watch a lot of anime. But not music. I think her taste in music is shit.
Yeah, my mom listens to, like, weirdly, like, literally, well, like, when people say, oh, I listen to everything, my mom literally listens to everything.
My mom is super into that, like, goth alternative stuff, and that's not my cup of tea.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and, like, 80s, like 80s metal and shit. Which is not... That's more your thing. Her music tastes are probably close to your music taste, but I am not a fan.
That's fair, yeah. I know, yeah, because you like stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a complete 360
yeah.
on the other side of the spectrum, like Metallica, Pantera, shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't listen to 80s metal a lot because I think 80s metal is super boring. But that's just me. I like more technical shit, I guess.
Yeah.
When it comes to like instruments and vocals. But yeah, so we'll be back in 3 minutes, something like that?
Sure, why not?
It's a light beer brewed with raspberries and blackberries.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds kind of more pleasant than most beers.
Yeah, I walked in because I've been getting this lemonade type of beer like all summer. I walked into the store. I was like, "You guys got anything like new?" He's like, "Well, we got this Sam Adams. It's like Mountain Berry." And I was like, "Yeah."
All right. I only drink vodka.
No thanks.
Yeah, that's my thing. I drink vodka, but I want to try some Screwdriver because I've had Screwdriver before, but I always have it like pre-mixed Screwdriver. And then I was like, I called up my mother because she used to be a bartender, and I'm like, "Hey, Ma, how do I make a fucking Screwdriver?" And she's like, "It's just vodka and orange juice." And I'm like, "I can do that."
Yeah, it's probably like 2 shots of vodka and the rest orange juice.
Sure, yeah, that sounds right, but...
You use the big boy shots.
Yeah, get some doubles.
Yeah.
By the way, we are super live right now. That whole thing about me.
I figured as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't drink vodka. Vodka makes me super angry, so I don't drink vodka.
Oh, okay. I'm a happy drunk.
I haven't touched vodka in probably like 12 years.
Oh, all right. Unless I'm reviewing Rule of Rose, and then I am a very angry drunk.
Yeah, like I'm a whiskey and beer guy. That's my thing.
I tried whiskey. Someone was like, you want to try some whiskey? Because I was like, I want to try some whiskey. They're like, get some whiskey, get some Jack Daniels, get some Coke. See how that turns out for you. First off, I don't like whiskey. That was what I discovered that night. But second off, I got fucking drunk. Like, that was the drunkest I'd ever gotten. I puked, and now I can't drink whiskey. And I've heard, like, you puke once on whiskey, you're done with whiskey.
Yeah, I'm like that with most alcohols. Like Goldschlager, I used to drink when I was like 16.
Yeah.
I drank an entire bottle to myself, and probably a span of 3 hours. Passed out in the middle of the road, puked in the said middle of the road, and then never touched it again.
Yeah.
So when Fireball became a thing, they're like, oh, it's like cinnamon whiskey. I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'll pass. No. I can't even chew Big Red without having like PTSD of that. No thanks.
Oh god, no! The thought of whiskey makes me gag.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do whiskey and vanilla Coke all the time. That was like my jam. Now I just drink it straight because I don't need the extra calories.
It just happened. I just gagged. I just thought about whiskey and gagged.
So movies, maybe.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do for that, so I just got a picture of popcorn.
That's fine. Because have you watched any movies this month?
I watched John Wick Chapter 2.
That's right. We talked about that last week. I've actually, fun fact, never seen any of the John Wick movies.
I think the first one was better.
I suck at watching movies, but I've been trying to get better. There's been a lot of movies that I've been meaning to watch. Some of them. Actually, I actually just remembered like 3 more movies that I watched this month. So I'll talk about the highlights. I guess. So I watched. What did I watch? Let me add some. Oh yeah. So I watched both of the Steve Jobs biopics. One starring Michael Fassbender, the other one starring Ashton Kutcher. The Fassbender one is literally just conference after conference after conference. That's the entire movie.
Riveting.
No. The only thing good about the movie is like they show more of the relationship that Steve Jobs had with his kid. Which they only kind of touch upon in the Ashton Kutcher one, but the Ashton Kutcher one just has better actors in it, like all around. Like has Josh Gad in it, who plays Steve Wozniak, who's like was the co-founder and stuff like that. It's the Ashton Kutcher one just is all around better because it shows more of his life, where like the other one is kind of like it's literally just like, oh, here's where they announce like the Macintosh, here's where he announces his next thing when he got kicked out of Apple, and here's where they announced the Apple, which one, the one in '98, I can't remember.
The Apple, the Apple, the iApple,
the iMac, I think that's what they call it, or something like that. Whatever they call it, I can't remember the name of it because
it's an Apple that connects to the internet.
The weird thing is I hate Apple too, but I still watch his movies because I find Steve Jobs fascinating. Like his life, like how he became the person he was. But I hate Apple as a company.
Yeah, I used a little Mac as a kid, but I've never been an Apple person either.
My dad actually had the Mac, the Macintosh, which is the one that was the failed one.
Okay.
So I actually played on that when I was a child. It still worked in the mid '90s. It compared to what we have nowadays, God, it's trash. But like it was cool as a kid because you had to. This was before that was before like computers became like a thing in the home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody really had because the internet wasn't. It was almost becoming a thing. I believe. I think it was like 96, 97 when that happened. I mean, like 98 is when the internet started taking flight. But yeah, so I watched those two movies. The Kutcher one is absolutely 100% better.
Okay.
And then what else did I watch? Oh yeah, then I watched The Social Network. No.
Okay, I've actually seen that movie.
I watched The Social Network first. That's when I was like, I want to watch another biopic. So that's when I watched the Michael Fassbender, Steve Jobs, and I'm like, I want to watch a better one because I already saw the Ashton Kutcher one before. I love Social Network. That movie is incredible. Like it, I feel like it should have shown more of like the weirder side of. Wow, I almost said Jesse Eisenberg, but Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, yeah.
Because I don't know if you keep on the up on the Zuck, but he has some fantastic videos up on YouTube of him just being a fucking weirdo.
I do not. Quick question before we get into The Social Network, which I actually have seen, believe it or not. From Made, did they mention the Apple III in those movies, also known as a computer with a 100% failure rate?
They did not. They mentioned the Newton, which was the PDA that came out, which was that failed, and that's when they kick out John Scully and bring back Steve Jobs. They do not mention the Apple III, however.
Okay.
Which I knew about the Apple III, and I thought that it's kind of weird that they didn't mention those movies. Probably because I don't believe Steve Jobs was involved with it, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, because I believe it when because the Apple II is the main seller for Apple. So when they tried to launch the Macintosh, they bump up the price, and they're like, oh yeah, it's for home and for school, and it didn't sell well for whatever reason. So what I think happens after they kick Steve Jobs out, they try to do an Apple III to try to capitalize on it, but it just doesn't work. And then they make the new, and that doesn't work because PDAs were cool for like a year.
Didn't the Apple III have no heat vents? Wasn't that what caused the failure? Conveniently left out the time Jobs wanted a computer with no vents or fans, I say.
No, wait, no. They do mention that. Okay, sorry. They mentioned that in the Ashton Kutcher one. But it's very brief. Because when he comes back to Apple, they're designing that computer, but then they completely scrap it or something like that. I don't know. It's a very brief scene though with like two dudes in like the scene.
Okay.
I remember that because of the vents. Because he's like, yeah, we don't want vents in here. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't want vents in here? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. So you want a house fire is what you want.
Oh, so you want to burn down the entire neighborhood? Okay. Yeah, but they do mention that. Shit, where were we?
Social Network, starring Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, I actually liked that movie.
It's incredible.
I thought the ending was abrupt, but it was based on real events. So, but I feel like they could have still dramatized the ending better. Like it feels like they're in like a courtroom and then just stop. Basically, yeah. Not even a courtroom; they're in a mediation room. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They settled out of court, didn't they? Yeah. So, like, I have that same gripe with it because, like, you think it's gonna go somewhere like right after that part, and there's like credits, like this is what happens to everyone, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Also, the Army Hammer double, like that thing, like I love that so much because you can tell it's like CGI'd like some of the times. It's done well, but like when you watch like movies, like Marvel movies, for instance, when they de-age people, you can tell that technology in a lot of the scenes, obviously. Or if you've seen Justice League, when you notice the missing mustache on his fucking face on Superman, which is... I also did watch that movie again, but I'm not going to talk about it because there's nothing to talk about. That movie still sucks. Yeah, agreed, yeah. I'm a huge DC fan, and I do not like the DC movies. The only reason why I watched it is because they officially announced the Synder Cut with like an awesome trailer. And I was like, all right, I need to go visit this movie again because I've only seen it once. And I watched it again. I'm like, no. Awesome trailer. It was such. Oh god. It was an okay trailer. It was adequate. It was a 5 out of 10 trailer. But so compared, that trailer was more exciting than the entirety of Justice League the movie. Like, a moldy piece of bread sliding down a wall is more interesting than the entirety of the Justice League movie. That is 100% true because, God, how do you okay? So
we're getting off topic, but whatever. That's the whole point of the thing.
What topic?
Yeah, no. How do you feel about the 4-hour runtime of the Synder Cut?
I heard they were breaking it into a like an episodic series, so I'm okay with
1 hour, 1 hour each week or some shit like that.
Yeah,
which I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'd rather just watch the entirety of it, but I mean, you guys want to get that month of.
Yeah, well, if they're going like episode with it, then I think 4 hours is a totally, because then that's like a 1 hour episode. Like 4 1 hour episodes, which is long for like a televised episode, but
because generally they run 42 to 46 minutes for it.
Yeah, they do, but it's on par if it was like a Korean show, so or an English show.
Game of Thrones is like normally like what, like 56 minutes, something like that.
Game of Thrones I think is standard length.
Oh, isn't it? I've seen like 4 episodes of that show.
I've actually watched the entire thing.
Zack Snyder is a hack, though. Aside from Watchmen, his movies suck, and even his Watchmen wasn't an ideal Watchmen. That's 100%. From when I hear the HBO Watchmen is like 1,000 times, but I haven't watched it yet because I'm too busy watching.
The HBO Watchmen is a sequel to Watchmen.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How the fuck is Rorschach in it then?
He's not.
I thought he was.
No, it's like a cult dedicated to Rorschach. Yeah.
Okay. That makes
Not that I've seen it, but that's just what I've picked up from it.
Oh.
I will say that Dr. Manhattan is in it. Though.
Is his dick in it?
I don't know.
I don't want to.
It's HBO, so it might be.
I'm excited for Synder Cut because even though I wasn't a fan of Justice, I don't think anyone was, but I'm excited to see if it's better.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I like the implications of film studios going back and fixing films they broke, though. Because that seems like they can make a broken movie and then they can go back and then they can sell you a fixed movie.
To be fair,
like, I'm not sure I want to live in a world where films get patches.
It's like they already did it with Batman vs Superman though, because they had the Ultimate Edition, which made it like 40 minutes longer or whatever.
Well, they've had like director's cuts for longer than I've been alive times 5, but
well, absolutely, yeah. Like would they have a Blade Runner one? No, the Blade Runner director's cut takes away 5 minutes, which fascinates me. That really, just like,
this is a director's cut. Fuck that scene.
But the funny thing about that is it makes the movie better somehow.
Does it?
Yeah. I was like listening to a podcast and they were talking about directors, like different director's cuts, and they brought that one up. They're like, yeah, they take he takes 5 minutes out of the movie and somehow it makes it better. And it's like, what does he take out? They're like, I don't even remember because it's like irrelevant shit. Like,
see, that's actually an important thing. Like, this is why professional editors exist, is because this is true for all media, which is why you hear me make this critique so often in every single thing I review. A good movie / novel / TV show, anime, book, comic, whatever, is not good until it is edited. Like, editing is what makes the quality. Like, you can, because what the writer or the creator does is they put their shit down there, but then someone has to like rearrange it and fix it, and you have to cut out the extraneous bullshit that didn't need to be in there. Which is why you hear me complain about like them needing a better editor constantly, because they just leave in like shit that had no business being in the like product, and that should have been cut out. So I actually respect that Ridley Scott, you said, like, just cut shit out, because
just cut 5 minutes.
It probably didn't need to be there. Yeah. No, you made quality's made at the editing floor.
It's funny that you bring up quality, because I'm going to go back to Justice League, because that movie is riddled with like edit errors and just terrible editing throughout the entirety of the movie. And Marvel movies are not like there's some pretty bad editing in some Marvel movies too. So I'm not going to sit there and say that even though I like Marvel more, that they don't have their problems, because they do. Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2. But editing
Thor 2.
That wasn't even a movie. When I do okay, so
in Thor's 2 defense, I remember more about it than Iron Man 3.
That's fair, because it has more to do with stuff that they're setting up. That's why.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about that is, I skipped that in almost entire movie except for the parts with the ether in it, because it's the only parts that matter to me. And when I do a complete rewatch of all the movies,
I think I watched Thor 2 with my ex or my grandparents, and I should remember.
That's a big difference.
It is.
Donnie Darko's director's cut is proof that movie was saved in editing. Fun fact: never seen Donnie Darko.
Me either. I just know it's confusing.
Yeah. Well, Mulholland Drive is one of the best movies I've seen ever, and that movie is shit. Fun fact. It's a David Lynch movie. All his movies are crazy.
Yeah, David Lynch is a lunatic.
He is, but boy, does he make some good shit. Like I've seen a couple of his movies now, and I can't say I don't like any of them.
Well, that's I can't say I've seen any of them. I think
he also did
Twin Peaks.
Yes, Twin Peaks. Yeah.
That's what I know him best for is Twin Peaks.
Yeah, he also did Dune.
Oh, shout out to Dune.
Yeah, that's why anything that Kyle MacLachlan is in.
Then I have seen his movies because I've seen Dune.
Yeah, anytime you see Kyle MacLachlan, just expect that it's a David Lynch movie, unless it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm. Dune's a fucking classic sci-fi novel series. Dune is to sci-fi what Lord of the Rings is to fantasy.
That is true, yeah. I haven't seen that movie. I actually feel like I need to rewatch that movie now.
I agree with you. I need to rewatch that movie.
Well, if you don't watch the director's cut, it's fucking terrible. I've been meaning to watch Donnie Darko for many years now, and I just haven't. I don't know. I think it's because it's never on a streaming service, or maybe it was on.
It was recommended to me on Netflix, and I'm like, that looks kind of interesting. Maybe I'll watch that one day. Never did it.
Yeah, I just always skip over it. Eventually, I'll sit down and watch. There's I have a list of cult classic movies that I haven't seen that I need to watch.
I make no such promises. I will never watch that movie, probably.
So maybe someday I'll watch it. But yeah, Social Network was cool.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Social Network.
Yeah. Anyways, the best movie I've seen in the last month, and it's probably gonna sound strange. It was actually Marriage Story, with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. I can understand why I got so much praise at the Oscars last year. Or this year. That movie was fucking phenomenal in every sense of the way.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Yes. Yes, Kylo Ren. He's Dad Ren in this though.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because I went through a similar thing 8 months ago. But boy, that movie was the acting's great, the writing's great, the memes are great. There's a part where this voice actor does one of the best scenes of the movie as Goofy and Mickey, and it's hilarious. That's probably the best movie I've seen probably in the last 5 years.
Wow,
which is probably saying a lot. I haven't watched a lot of movies, but I did. It really struck a chord with me, and I really enjoyed it. Everything about it was fantastic. It was a very good movie.
What is it about?
So
I've never heard of this film.
It's a Netflix movie. It's about a couple who's going through a divorce.
Okay.
And one's an actor, the other one's a director. and he directs Broadway plays and stuff like that. And they end up going through a divorce, and it's like the story of like them going through the divorce and like kind of like what it entails, and like they ended up getting lawyers involved and stuff like that. And you think at the end of the movie it's going to be a happy ending, but spoilers, it's not.
Is it like an amicable divorce, or is it like a messy one?
That's the thing. Like it starts
amicable and then ends messy,
and then gets messy and then ends amicable at the end.
Okay.
But they don't end up back together at the end, which is my favorite part of the movie, because that's it. You don't see that in any, like, I guess, rom-com or like romance movie. They always get back together at the end, and when it comes to real life, like that's the part. The ending is what sticks out to me most. Is like the last scene is like them at Halloween, and you know she's with another guy, and he goes pick up his kid, to go take him out for the day. And I'm just like, that's literally how it is at the end of most adult relationships. And that's why that movie sticks out to me so much, because it doesn't try to be like cheesy, and it's just like a real ass movie.
Yeah,
it really stuck with me. I'll give it. Now the worst movie that I've seen in the last month.
Right, please tell me it was back to back too.
It actually was. It was in the same day. Fun fact. Nate said Netflix movies late 20th lifetime version. Cyber seduction is hilariously bad. I'll have to check that out. So yeah, the worst movie I've seen in the last month. Yes, it was back to back. I watched Marriage Story. Then later in the day, I watched this movie. It was the Thing remake from, I believe, 2012. Fucking awful. There's a story behind why it's so quote unquote awful, though. So originally they wanted to use practical effects like they did in the original John Carpenter movie.
2011.
2011, okay. After the movie was done, they decided, the studio was like, we need to do CGI on these effects. So the CGI in this movie is some of the worst CGI I've seen since like the Scorpion King and the Mummy 2. It's awful. The dialogue's awful. The entirety of the movie is just awful. And as someone who loves the original Thing, this movie was a fucking abomination.
So I have never seen the original Thing. I've only seen pieces of it. I think I've seen the ending.
It's very good.
I have heard good things. Here's a thing. I have a 4K television that upscales to 4K. So the reason I bring this up is that practical effects on my TV look fucking astounding.
Yeah, then like so if you watch something like the original Thing, or like Star Wars, for instance, like it's gonna look great.
Yeah.
But then you put on this piece of shit and you watch this movie with the fucking off CGI in it, you're going to be like...
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, because it upscales to 4K, everything looks like it was in the room with me. So practical effects look unbelievable. But the problem is when you upscale CG to 4K, it immediately becomes a pixelated mess. Like, even the Aquaman movie, like the DC Aquaman movie, when the TV upscaled the CGI from that movie to 4K, it still looked like dog shit.
Oh, really?
And that's like a modern movie. So I can only imagine what the 2011 Thing would look like if I upscaled that shit.
Well, if you want a good laugh, pull it up on YouTube on your TV, and then you can just
let it have it.
Then you shoot that message and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Now, when I say it's as bad as the Scorpion King and the Mummy 2, I'm not making any like jokes. Like, I am being 100% dead serious. And that is one of the worst CGI things I've ever seen in my life.
I don't remember the CGI from the Scorpion King. I just remember that movie was boring.
No, not the Scorpion King, like Mummy 2. Like when it's the Scorpion King. Yeah, like The Rock, like the first, like that was his first movie. And they CGI'd him as like the giant scorpion.
Did The Rock play the Scorpion King in Mummy 2? I thought that was some other guy, and then they recast him in the Scorpion King movie as...
It was The Rock, yeah.
It was The Rock? Oh, well, then that is really bad CGI.
Oh
my god! Oh my... I just looked it up. Oh my god. Hang on. Hang on. Let me get that up on the screen. Hold up.
You need to. It's memeable. It's really bad.
Oh my god. That is... Welcome back, Kato. Holy shit.
It's really bad, yeah.
Holy fucking shit. Okay, yeah, so now I know why I didn't remember it being The Rock as a kid.
Because it's so bad it doesn't even look like The Rock.
It doesn't look anything like The Rock. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's some bad CGI out there, but that's
oh wow.
Definitely up there, yeah.
Wow, my god.
So yeah, I wanted to start with the best and end with the worst.
Yeah, you certainly did.
That was hands down the worst movie I've seen. And I watched Dickie Roberts, former child star, and I enjoyed that movie more than the Thing remake.
I forget if there is a cut without the CG, because they did do the practical effects for the 20... I did know this. I did know they did do the practical effects for 2011, and then they just haphazardly CGI'd over it.
He's the Prince of Persia. He's a Prince of Persia boss. Basically, yeah. Like, Maeve's not far off.
I've only played one Prince of Persia game. It was the one just called Prince of Persia for 360.
That was like the update, yeah. Because I played, obviously, the NES one. I played the Super Nintendo one, and I played Sands of Time, I believe, on GameCube.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, yeah.
And I will say...
I just saw it pop up, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how bad it is.
I will say that the 360 Prince of Persia, it was just called Prince of Persia, has the greatest AI companion of any video game ever of all time.
You just played Skyrim.
I did just play Skyrim. Okay. Serena's not bad as long as she's not standing in my fucking door.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm like, sweetie, you're great. Move the fuck out of the way. And she's like, yeah, no, you have to run into me.
Could you just get the fuck out of my way?
Yeah. Oh, I did. I forgot to mention that when I did Skyrim. But yeah, obviously I had to get all 11 vampire perks. Then I cured vampirism, and then I had Serena in my party. So I walked right up to her, and I'm like, "Hey, can you make me a vampire again?" You imagine being that person that's there, and like your friend like gets cured of their vampirism, and then immediately right after it's like, okay, I need you to make me a vampire again. Like the second later, just like, what did we go through all that shit for? And the price for getting your vampirism cured in Skyrim is a black soul gem, which means I had to kill a person and then eternally trap their soul in a dimension to be tortured by extra dimensional overlords.
That's the best.
Yeah. I was a bad person in that game.
Best and worst.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, Prince Persia, right, real quick. Anyway, yeah. The princess in that game, if you're running along a wall, and she's running along the wall ahead of you, and you have to get past her, she will jump off the fucking wall. And then the AI, you don't even have to input. Your character will just automatically grab her hand and swing her behind you so that she never gets in your way. And if you turn around direction mid-wall, she'll do the same fucking thing. And if you die, she'll resurrect you. If you fall off a wall, she'll go down and catch you. She is amazing, and I love her, and every AI character should do that.
I'll have to play this game.
Yeah.
It's backwards compatible.
It's a good game, but when you fight the warrior like monster, you have to press the button way too fucking fast. Like it's one of those instances where it's like the speed you have to press that fucking button is just too much.
That's good though.
Yeah, another example of that is Metal Gear Solid 1 during the torture scene. And God of War 1, where you have to fight the fucking Kraken. They expect you to press that button inhumanly.
That's the game, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also the only instance of the game where you have to press the button too fucking fast. Yeah, you have to press it inhumanly fast in all 3 instances.
Fun.
So, yeah. Yeah. I found a little trick is that if you have like a spoon or a pencil, you can slide it across the button and that'll get you through it. But I didn't know that when I played Prince of Persia or God of War 1. So I had to somehow get through this fucking boss. My strategy was to pause the game, turn it off for about 10 minutes, then come back when my finger is rested enough to push the button faster.
Well, as a purveyor of all things retro, that doesn't sound like an issue.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to move on.
Yeah. Next topic, cold topic, not the hot topic, the cold one.
The cold one.
Dragon Ball Super. I started watching it again because they finally added all the dubbed episodes on the Funimation app. So I dabbled back into it. I watched from Zamasu up to I'm at the first official episode of Terminated Power.
Okay.
I got back into that. Also, I'm going to say this. I actually enjoyed the filler episodes between the tournament and here.
I actually hear the filler episodes of Super are better than actual Super.
They are pretty interesting because it shows like a lot of things that you would ask. Like there's and like 2 episodes where Goku's just hanging out with Android 17. He's like, this is what I've been up to the entire time. Since Cell games, because they show him like once in Buu Saga, and that's it.
Yeah, he's a park ranger, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which I was like, that's super interesting. He's randomly a park ranger. It also shows like Gohan training with Piccolo, which I thought was really cool because Gohan's basically been useless this entire series until now. Yeah,
like unreasonably useless. Like he can't maintain Super Saiyan. During the Resurrection F arc, even though it had only been 6 months, even though he could still go Super Saiyan 2, even though it had been several years in Dragon Ball Z. And that is because Dragon Ball Z is written like garbage.
Yeah.
You can't argue. Oob is canon. I'm just going to remind you of that.
So that's another thing. There's a one-off line where Dende actually mentions Oob to Goku. Right before, actually it's the 17 episode actually. Because they're trying to find 17. He's like, hey, just so you know, there's the reincarnation of Buu down in this island. You should check him out in a couple years. I'm like, so Oob is officially canon now. Okay, cool.
Oob was always canon.
Oh, that's right, because he's at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the one thing about Super that I can't, or the end of Dragon Ball Z now that Super's out. The ending of Dragon Ball Z just doesn't make any sense really now, because does Super happen in between that time now? Is that what it's trying to say?
Super always happened in between the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so
but what happens at the end of Dragon Ball Z after the Buu arc is that there's a 10-year time skip, and Super always took place before the 10-year time skip of Z.
That's right.
At the ending, yeah. Because the reason Toriyama did a 10-year time skip is because he kept trying to end Dragon Ball because he fucking hated making Dragon Ball, and they kept forcing him to do it. And so he did a 10-year time skip because he's like, well, if I do a 10-year time skip, they can't make me do Dragon Ball anymore because this is definitively the ending, and you can't possibly continue on from this.
And here we are.
So that's how yeah. Well, I feel like he needed a paycheck, so.
Oh yeah.
He's like, you know what? I haven't gotten money in a little while. Let's make some more Dragon Ball, and they're like, okay, yeah, why not? People will buy it. Fuck it.
And they did.
And they did. Yeah, they did.
Dragon Ball the Super Broly was like the best anime movie opening ever, or something like that. Or did
was it? Is that?
Or did it get beat out? I think it got beat out by My Hero Academia.
Highest. What would this be? Highest grossing anime opening?
I think so.
Is that domestic or in Japan?
I don't remember. I think it was probably domestic.
Okay.
It's probably in the U.S. too. Yeah, if I but it was really weird to get back into it. I was a couple episodes into the Zamasu arc, and I had to actually rewind it because I kind of forgot because it's been 2 since I watched it. So I had to back up a little bit. But that arc's interesting. They really I like Trunks a lot, so like seeing Trunks actually like
adult Trunks.
Yeah. It was like see him do something other than get slapped around for like 45 episodes is pretty cool. And the fact that he actually finishes finishes off the final guy kind of until he becomes a sky monster. Anyways, yeah, the writing's not all that great, but
it never is.
But it's the thing.
I would argue the best writing Dragon Ball ever reached was Vegeta's like detonation. I forget what the attack is called. Super explosion against Majin Buu.
Yeah, that part is.
That was like the best writing Dragon Ball ever reached.
I don't know. I really like the Goku monologue before he after he turned Super Saiyan. That's probably one of
the Goku where he declares himself the savior of the universe.
Yeah, I love that.
That is only in the dub.
Is it really?
Yeah. That is a dub only because Goku is not portrayed as a hero in Japan.
Oh.
He's portrayed as a fucking lunatic that loves violence. And the portrayal of like the savior of the universe and the hope to all those who cry out, it was added for the dub to make Goku seem like a heroic, more sympathetic character, when in reality he's just a violent, loving sociopath.
He really is, though. They kind of mentioned that. Actually, when he sets up the Tournament of Power, kind of, he's like, you're risking like everyone's lives so you can fight the strongest people in every universe. He's just like, yeah.
He's
like,
sounds
we'll
great.
Win. Don't worry, we'll win. It's like it's super nonchalant. Like that's the kind of stuff that like makes me love like his characters. He's just like, yeah, I fucking did it.
They got so lucky in Tournament of Power that they managed to have 4 people. Oh, sorry.
What the fuck? Who was it? I think it's fucking Beerus that mentions too that he's like, yeah, for whatever reason he just like always lets people like fully power up too. He's like, he never just finishes them off.
Yeah.
Like, when he can. He like mentions that, like, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does do that. He just always do that. Vegeta does it too, though. So I mean, they're both in the wrong there.
If I may take an aside to Dragon Ball for a second, my second favorite manga of all time is Medaka Box, written by Nisio Oisin. And I've told you about the character of Medaka before and her power, the end, and how fucking broken it is. But I've also mentioned that she lost 3 fights in the series. Like, she's lost 3 times in the series only. And at one point there is a character that manages to take out both her, one of the series' main villains / allies, Misogi Kumagawa, and an incredibly bonkers powerful character called Ashinin, who was born before the Big Bang. And when questioned, how the fuck did someone manage to take out those 3 powerhouses at all, period? How did this event occur? It was pointed out that all 3 of them have one thing in common, and this is how you can actually defeat them in a fight. They never dodge the first attack in a fight ever. At any point in the entire series. Not once do any of those 3 characters, these like godlike characters that can destroy the universe by blinking, do they ever dodge someone's opening hit. So the answer of how did they all lose? They got 1 shot.
It's actually really funny.
It's like also a whole arc dedicated to saving their dumbasses because they can't dodge.
Speaking of other awesome things, they do a baseball episode with Yamcha, And there's a part.
That seems unfair. I know he's a professional baseball player, but Yamcha's too strong to play baseball. But he's got to be like the Michael Jordan of baseball.
It really is. But there's a part where they recreate like basically the scene from the Saiyan saga where he's just lying in the dirt, and Krillin's like, "Oh no, not again!" And I fucking lost it.
Like Yamcha's got to be so strong. He could be his entire team, right?
Yeah, that's why it's always been funny to me that like he like stopped fighting to become a professional baseball player. I'm like, yeah, he wasn't good at that anyways. Especially after getting choked out by fucking Android 20 / Dr. Zero.
Yeah. But he is stronger than Raditz, so I feel like he could alone play every position.
He's stronger than one Raditz.
He's stronger. He is slightly above one Raditz.
I know that's why when he's like, I hope they ask me to go and be in the Tournament of Power, and Goku's just like, no,
Raditz.
No.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Okay, now to be fair though, we laugh about that, but if you take Raditz from Dragon Ball Z and shove him into original Dragon Ball, you have the strongest character in original Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah, but that's why he's not in original Dragon Ball. So King Piccolo could be like, I'm the bad guy, you gotta beat me, and then Goku's like, I'm gonna put my fist through you, whatever.
There was a spin-off Dragon Ball series about a huge Dragon Ball fan that died, and then he got reincarnated. He got isekai'd, if you're familiar with that term, as Raditz.
What?
He came back to life as Raditz. Or not Raditz, god damn it, Yamcha.
Oh my god.
He came back to life as Yamcha 1 year before the Saiyans' arrival on Earth, like the full invasion force with Nappa and Vegeta, and he's like, well, shit. And so I need to find this. It's the gimmick of this like isekai protagonist trying to like desperately grind his way to surviving the Saiyan invasion.
Like, wait a minute, I know what happens. Fuck. I'm about to die.
Yeah, and then turns out that another person got isekai'd into Dragon Ball, but he didn't know which character that person was. It was I don't know how that story ends, but I do know there was this whole fucking arc about it.
Yeah, but yeah, anyways, the filler episodes were like more interesting than the actual, like some of the other episodes, to be honest, like Vegeta basically being cucked by Bulma into like not fighting because his daughter's about to be born. I was like, this is a weird Vegeta. I don't know how I feel about this guy. He used to be a badass dude. Now he's like, I gotta fight beer for my kid. It's like,
that's what makes Vegeta such a good character.
Yeah, I know. I miss when I hated everyone. You know, like Cell Saga Vegeta, where he's just like, yeah, I'm banging you, but I don't care about you. You know?
Yeah.
I was just like, he's like a good dad, and it sucks.
I love that about Vegeta. That's why Vegeta's like the best character.
He is definitely one of the best characters, especially in Super. Like,
Vegeta's like one of the only 3 characters with character development.
Well, yeah, Goku.
No. Goku had no character development. I was thinking Gohan and Piccolo. You could also, I will say, you could throw in Krillin.
Yeah, Krillin. I like the fact that he's like just
his relationship with his wife is so cute.
It really is, though. Yeah. Him coming back too into the fray was pretty cool. I also like that they got Master Roshi into the Tournament of Power too. I thought that was a huge curveball.
Yeah.
Roshi, but it makes sense because like he does have like tactically. He has like a lot of moves that could like, I guess.
Yeah, I love that his like main thing is that he just one-shot someone.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, look, I can't blow up a planet with a laser, but I can put you in a bottle and then kick the bottle off a ledge.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about that? Which is how they beat Medaka in Medaka Box, by the way. They put her in a playing card. How would you beat her? She can delete death. I mean, you're not going to kill her.
Control, Alt, Delete.
Yeah.
I like the scene where he's like, I gotta get over my biggest weakness, and he makes Poir turn into like this hot chick, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
like it's been fun. I hope the rest of the series is just as intriguing.
There's an amazing cut of Dragon Ball Super because the Tournament of Power takes place in an hour, and they cut the entire Tournament of Power into that 1 hour time span. Like all like
40 episodes.
Yeah, like something like that. Like 40, 50 episodes. They cut it into being a singular hour by like overlaying the films and speeding things up, and it's nuts.
I'll have to watch it afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it for you.
Yeah, because when they were talking about it, he's like, yeah, like Frieza's gonna have 24 hours. And I'm like, how is this tournament gonna be less than 24 hours? It seems a little crazy.
It's because they're so fast.
I mean, to be fair, like Cell Saga happens within like 6-7 days or something like that, and it's like 100 and something episodes.
Yeah.
I think with Buu Saga too. Like Buu Saga only takes place within, I believe, like a week or two. Like it's pretty. Actually, no, maybe more because you have that like part where like Buu and Hercule kind of hanging out too. I don't know. It's really hard to say, but like Frieza Saga only happens within like
3 days, I believe.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing that up and checking that off my list so I can move on to Sailor Moon. Actually, because I was going to watch Sailor Moon, and then because I check every once in a while for the dubs for Dragon Ball, and I did notice that all the dubs are finally on this, so I was like, I kind of got to finish this first before I start Sailor Moon. Because I actually want to watch all of that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching Sailor Moon right now, and it's going pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to crank out these last 40 episodes and start up Sailor Moon. And
are you going to watch the entirety of Sailor Moon, like all the way to Stars?
Yeah, I'm going to watch all of it, yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, then I have to watch the entirety. I wasn't sure if I was just going to watch the first season or if I was going to watch the whole thing yet. But if you're planning to watch the whole thing, I'll watch the whole thing then.
Yeah, it's I've never watched the entirety of it, so I feel like I need... in order to do it justice, like even if something's like not good, I still tend to watch all of it just because I want to see the entire story.
Mm-hmm. What you have to keep in mind with the Sailor Moon anime, the original one, not Crystal, is that it is very different from the manga.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you're gonna watch the dub, make sure to watch the Viz dub and not the Deke dub, because although the Deke dub is hilarious,
that's one that I originally watched too.
Boy, did they change some things. Like Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune were changed to cousins, and they changed one of the generals to a girl. For example, like it was weird.
Yeah, whichever one. I'm sure I can find the Viz one.
Yeah, the Viz dub is definitely the way to go.
It depends on where I can watch it too, because R.I.P. Kiss Anime.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's Dragon Ball. So I guess we're moving on to Berserk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you start this one.
You let me start Berserk? No, Berserk's your topic because I don't know what you've seen of Berserk.
I've seen all of it. All of it.
Like you've seen the anime, correct?
Yes, I've seen all the anime.
Okay, so I don't know what the anime covers. Is what I'm saying.
So here's my gripe with that: it doesn't cover all of it.
No, it wouldn't. Well, Berserk's not done.
Oh, it's not.
No.
So maybe there's hope.
No.
Probably not.
There's no hope. The manga will never be done.
Yeah, because I don't know when that came out, but it stops after
the anime started in 2016.
Oh,
the televised series, not the movies.
Oh, so okay, yeah, so maybe it'll come back. I don't know. I mean, that was like Seven Deadly Sins had like a 2-year hiatus, so who knows?
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Yeah, so it goes up to where he gets his sick ass armor, and then it stops.
Okay, the Berserker armor?
Yeah. It like literally just stops.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was
like mid-fight?
No, it's like
okay.
It's like right after the tree stuff.
Okay, all right. I was like, it just stops in the middle of the fight. That's nuts.
Oh, that would piss me off even more.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, how does it end? How does it end? Like, the way
275 chapters of Berserk is what I've read.
Damn, that's a lot. I'm probably like I've been thinking about the way this ended for a while, so I might actually read that manga.
The manga is gorgeous.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, can you see this image on the screen here?
Yes, I can.
Of the Berserker armor.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. That's just a panel too. That's not even like chapter art.
I also appreciate that you kept the rock down.
Oh yeah, that's the whole stream now.
That's the entirety of it. But yeah, so it stops like right there, and I was super into it. So the only, besides the ending abruptly and like not having any more content after that, the only other thing I thought was strange was the fact that they censor the nipples in season 1.
Maid says it stops at the boat.
Oh, maybe I don't have all. I watched it on Crunchyroll, actually. Yeah.
Does it stop? Well, I swear he gets because he has the Berserker armor where I am in the manga as well, and that is well before the boat. It also cut out a lot of stuff from the Millennium Falcon arc.
Yeah, because on Crunchyroll it ends after season 2 or whatever. Yeah, because I don't remember a boat.
No, she says it ends before the boat.
Oh, before the boat.
So it'd be she says it stops at the boat, so it'd be pre-boat. Okay. But if it's just when he gets the Berserker armor happens well before the boat, because I'm not to the boat yet in the manga either, and he has the Berserker armor. So I don't know how it stops right at the boat. The boat, by the way, is an infamous Berserk arc. Pretty sure it ends at the boat. Or a boat.
I don't remember a boat.
Huh.
Yeah,
because it doesn't get to the boat. Did he fight a lightning guy?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because they have to fight the lightning guy. Because I believe Guts and Fumetto team up to fight some lightning dude in a city that is just blatantly Yharnam. That is just blatantly Yharnam, yeah. Yharnam is so shamelessly ripped off that city, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I watched it immediately. I actually started it the day after our last podcast. That's when I started it, because I was like, fuck, we've been talking about this for a while, I just need to watch it. And so I watched like the movies on Netflix, because you mentioned they were on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And then I watched the anime, the series on Crunchyroll. Okay.
So what did you think about it then?
I like.
Obviously, it looks like horse shit.
I got past that. Okay. So
yeah.
Originally, I was like, "Oh man, this looks bad," but after like watching it, like I was like looking. I didn't really notice it as much after a while, because I was just like I was more interested in what was going on in the actual world than like the how it looked. There were some times where I'd look and be like, ugh. But I like, yeah.
The sound of swords is just two pans banging together.
yeah. But yeah, it was I really liked it, but I can definitely see where like a lot of the Dark Souls inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
Especially when the Bone Wheel guys come up, I'm like, God damn it! Like that's like a blatant ripoff.
Oh yeah, it gets really bad. Guts in his Berserker armor is basically Artorias. They're literally, the city of Yharnam is just straight up ripped from Berserk. Like the architecture is identical to it. When I got to that part in the manga, I flipped the fuck out.
The last episode is where they go to the port town. I mean, Sonia Griffin. As a shot of boat.
Oh, it ends with a shot of a boat, but not the boat. Okay.
I'm not. It was a couple weeks ago.
Okay. No. It's not a. It ends with a boat, not the boat, which is important distinction. The boat references something very specific in Berserk. Berserk started as a manga in 1989.
Year before I was born.
There you go. And there was an arc. It's not. I think it's called the Fantasia arc, though. I don't think it was called the boat arc, but people call it the boat arc because they get on a boat and then they stay on that boat for 10 years. Real time. Yeah, no, they were on the boat for 10 years, real time, not just because the arc was long overall, which I believe it is actually the longest arc in Berserk, but also because there were so many hiatuses and so many breaks between chapters during it that it took forever to get through. Here's a common little factoid that I put out there. The Shonen Jump romance Nisekoi had its first official chapter, not its one shot, but its first official chapter aired or was published slightly after, like a month after, I believe, the first chapter of the boat arc. And it ended before the boat arc completed, and that manga is 320 chapters long.
Jesus Christ.
So there is a 320 chapter Shonen Jump romance series that happened in the time for one Berserk arc to end.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah. So that's why the boat is infamous.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked the aesthetic of it. I liked that it didn't censor itself there. That was probably my favorite part of it. Like if they wanted to show something that you wouldn't normally see, like they would do it.
Yeah, I double checked if the anime had Rape Horse, and it did have Rape Horse.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it had Rape Horse. I checked.
Rape Horse?
Yeah, when Fairnisa, I'm not sure how you say her name, I always read it, is running, there is a horse that turns into a monster like 5 feet from her that tries to rape her. It's colloquially known as Rape Horse.
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, it's in there. I double checked.
Like in the original one or the remake?
It's in the remake. I checked. No, it was the original anime did not get that far. The original anime, I believe, ends at Golden Age.
Yeah, maybe I did miss something then.
Yeah, Rape Horse is definitely in it. I watched a clip before this stream to check if Rape Horse was in it. Because I was like, I wonder if they have Rape Horse.
Huh.
Yeah.
Was that after the armor?
No, it was well before.
So I must have seen it then.
Yeah, you must have seen it. You know the girl that loves setting people on fire? Yeah, with her. She almost gets raped by a demon horse at one point, and then Guts saves her by cutting off its head.
Oh, okay, now I remember now. Okay,
yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Now, if you want to see another shameless Miyazaki has no original ideas example, look up Berserk Chapter 86, The Idea of Evil, and you will see that the heart beating in the middle of Tower of Latria is just the idea of evil from Berserk.
Oh yeah, I think you were telling me. I think that's we were talking about that. I think that's why I wanted to watch that.
Granted, Latria is still the best level in any Soulsborne game, but
it is really good, yeah.
That doesn't stop it from being shit. Well, also the tentacled monsters that run around in that level are called Mind Flayers, which is a colloquial name of the Illithid from D&D. So they just ripped D&D monsters and shoved it in a Berserk level.
Fuck the Mind Flayers. Fuck Man-Eater too, because I think that's one of the lamest fights.
Yeah, Man-Eater is Tower of Latria as well. Yeah,
it's just boring.
Don't tell Maid that. She had the worst time.
Oh shit. It was super hard. I had I died 30 times. Actually, I think my overall in Demon's Souls, I've died I want to say like only 12 times. So,
yeah. Yeah, if you're cheating properly, it's not a hard time.
I am cheating properly.
There you go. That's the old look. If you play Demon Souls and you don't cheat, I don't think there's something wrong with me. I think there's something wrong with you if you're not cheating at Demon Souls.
I wasn't originally gonna do it, but then Pache brought it up, and I was like, you know what? If Sack does it, I'll do it too.
That's a good metric.
It's so much funner.
That's a good metric. If Sack does it, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So it's I enjoyed that. I wish they would continue it. So I would love to see more of that.
I almost feel like I should watch it, but then it's like, or I could just read it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you can get past the way the animation looks, which I kind of did, because I was like invested in the characters, and like I really want to see if what's her name actually got her memories back too, because I thought that was
Casca.
Yeah, Casca. Like that part was the most intriguing part of it for me, because like.
Do you want a minor spoiler?
Sure.
I believe it happened this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Your idea of I'll have to bring it back up.
That is true. That is the reason Chapter 86 got removed.
Yeah, this is I like that whole like the ending of like the movies where like she that stuff happens to her, and then like he's like Casca, and then she like has no idea who the fuck she is. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but I'm totally invested into like what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah, the trauma. Yeah.
Like because after like I finished it, like I thought I'd be like, oh okay, so that like because that happens in real life when that stuff happens to you, like, you kind of mentally forget stuff. You know, some people end up in like mental hospital trauma. So like that kind of made sense. And I was like, but I want to see if she does like remember, because she was like one of the most badass people like in the movies, like between like fights and stuff like that. So I was like, shit. I was hoping it happened sooner rather than later, but if it just happened,
yeah, it just happened. I think this year or late last year. One thing I do want to say about Berserk that I love about Berserk is it would be so easy to just make a Guts, because this was the original concept, was that Guts was supposed to be a guy who was really angry and he had a reason for being angry. And it would be so easy just to make Guts a character who's just angry. But I think Miura did such a good job of making him a fully fleshed out and deep character with like deep flaws. Like he's angry, but more so I get the feeling that Guts is just really sad, and I really like that about him.
He's a super complex character because there's a lot of stuff going on in his head. Like he's obviously like a really good warrior, but he loves this woman. This woman doesn't remember who the hell he is, so now he has like that like on his conscience, like because he couldn't save her, and that's what like fucks with him the most.
Yeah,
the dude literally cut off his own fucking arm to try to save her, and like he couldn't, and that like he has to carry that with him like for the rest of the series, and I
like a literal metaphorical weight of giant slab of iron, perhaps.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly, and like that's what drew me in, like at the end of that movie, like when they go like segue into the series. Like that's when I was like, okay, I really want to get into this, really want to watch it. And then to find out like it stops and like there's nothing else after that, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I was like really expecting like getting into something like, you know, like I don't know, like Naruto long, something like that. Like, you know, Dragon Ball Z long. Like I had something like 100 plus episodes to watch, but I ended up only watching like 24. And I was like kind of bummed out about that. The movies are good, but the anime from 97 was way better. You know what's even better though? The manga. Yeah, I think I'll probably just have to read the manga just because I'm not gonna sit around and wait for an anime that probably will never happen.
Yeah,
but I really
it might happen. Berserk is like absurdly popular.
Yeah, and shout out to Sean Shamil being Gaston and the other one.
Berserk, interestingly enough, is the top-rated manga on Mal.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, number 1 is Berserk at an average score of 9.34.
The number 2 is in One Piece.
Number 2 is actually JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run.
Hell yeah.
Part 3 Full Metal Alchemist. Part 4 One Piece.
Oh, okay.
Part 5 Monster, which I watched recently and is fucking bad.
Yeah, I need to finish JoJo.
Yeah. They have an animated Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run is the first odd numbered JoJo part I enjoyed.
Well, you don't like 3?
Mm-mm.
You don't like Stardust?
No, 3 might be my least favorite.
Really? I'm like, really getting into it.
It's so fucking boring.
Yeah, because one of my roommate's actually watching around too.
Like, I'm not a big Phantom Blood fan either.
Yeah.
But at least Phantom Blood is short. As an anime. As an anime, Phantom Blood is short. As a manga, Phantom Blood is not short.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They spend like 3 volumes with Jonathan just going on dates. From what I've heard. Like it's a romance.
Oh yeah, the anime just, it's like 10 episodes.
Yeah, they get through fucking Phantom Blood real quick. Which is good. And
that's probably my favorite arc actually out of all three. Oh,
Phantom Blood? That is a controversial statement.
I love it. I think it's a good way to start a series.
Yeah.
Number 2 is really good too, but like
Battle Tendency is probably my favorite shonen arc in anything.
It's like I think for like a start, like you think like I'm thinking it starts like the first arc of like One Piece is like
the East Blue arc. Yeah, I agree.
Like the first arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto.
The first arc of Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite arc in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a Yu Yu Hakusho fan, to be fair. I enjoyed it more when he was fucking around as a ghost detective than when he was in a constant stream of uninteresting tournaments.
That's why I actually brought that up. My roommate, and I actually brought that up. And he's like, fuck, that's right.
It's just a constant stream of unending tournaments. Yeah. There's a brief reprieve with I keep almost saying the Bible Black arc, and that is wrong. That is so wrong, it's ridiculous. Chapter Black.
Yeah.
There's a brief reprieve in Chapter Black, but
yeah, there's also
I wish there was a Bible Black arc of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, I also started Black Clover. I only watched 1 episode. I need to watch more of that.
I actually enjoy. I think Black Clover gets a bad rap. I really appreciate what they do with the side characters. I love that Noelle actually beats an arc villain, because I cannot name a single other shonen series where the female heroine actually beats an arc villain that is not starring the female heroine. Like Sakura never beats an arc villain, or Hime never beats an arc villain. Yeah. Nami has never beaten an arc villain.
Nami's useless, though.
Nami is the only reason they're alive.
Okay, fair.
She is their ship's navigator. They would literally have crashed and died without her 1,000,000 times.
As a person who doesn't like JoJo, I could not get into it, but I like the shit it parodies, like Fist of the North Star. The friend who really likes JoJo insists that I watch JoJo OVA series.
Here's what I'll say about JoJo. You want to get into JoJo? If you want to get into JoJo, I am going to get fucking raked over the coals for this. Start at part 4. I said it. Watch part 4. If you can't get into part 4, you can't get into JoJo. But watch part 4. Diamond is Unbreakable? Yeah, if you can't get into part 4, you can't get into JoJo, and that's fine. But Phantom Blood is generally considered to be the weakest arc. I like it. I think Stardust Crusaders is really, really boring and formulaic, but what Diamond is Unbreakable does is Battle Tendency does not set the standard for the series. It is definitely atypical of how the series goes, because Battle Tendency is so unabashedly classic shonen, and I just love that it takes it up to 11. Like, it hits all of the points of classic shonen, but it just hits it so well. But, like, Diamond is Unbreakable is, like, quintessential JoJo. Like, that is what JoJo is. So
that's the stride.
Yeah.
What was it? I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, so I'll probably just end up reading the manga for Berserk just because I'm not going to wait on
the OVA, I believe, is Stardust. Whoops. I believe it's Stardust Crusaders.
Couldn't get into JoJo. JoJo got recommended. I'm in a group with a couple of people that I used to work with, and we all watch anime and stuff. And they recommended JoJo to me so many times that I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And yeah, I ended up watching the first 2 seasons, and then I had to wait because I only watched dub because I'm a snob like that. I had to wait for the third one, so I watched bits and pieces of the third every night. Like I'll watch like a couple episodes like every week just because like I'm not trying to like power watch all of JoJo's right now. I'm trying to like just like kind of watch it so I can like be like, okay, I know where this is going and stuff like that. Because there's obviously other shit I'm watching that I'm but it's my sprinkle. It's my sprinkle show.
Disappeared and I can't seem to get you back.
I'm gone.
You're gone.
I'm gone just like that. Oh no, I saw myself. Oh, there I go.
Wait.
It's more violent because it's an OVA. I mean, that show's pretty. JoJo's pretty violent. It's not like Berserk level violent, but I mean, it's more violent than a lot of like the shonen animes on there.
But for the case of Berserk, where are you? For the case of Berserk, you have just disappeared, and I don't know why. Or not Berserk.
I should watch what?
Uritsuki Doji.
Well, what's that about?
It's a hentai.
Oh, I'll watch it. I mean, I ain't afraid to watch a hentai.
I cannot get you on the screen. I don't know what happened.
R.I.P. John. I'm gone.
You're gone. Yeah, that's.
Just delete it and re-add it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll watch hentai. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, as long as it's good. It's like if it's just tentacle after tentacle, and I want a story in my hentai. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm watching actual porn, like I want there to be a story. Like I want to know why they're banging. Like,
you gotta watch Bible Black Gaiden.
Is that another hentai?
Yeah, of course it is. Okay. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
But yeah, so yeah, like I started Black Clover. I watched one episode. I liked where it was going, and then I got sidetracked by DB Super, sprinkling in the JoJo every now and then too. Then I'll do Sailor Moon after that. And then
I gotta catch up with Black Clover.
And then it'll probably be time to watch. Probably watch Yu again after that.
I thought you were gonna watch Nanatsu no Taizai. I went out. I watched Nanatsu no Taizai early. Come back. You're like, oh, I didn't watch that shit.
Wait, what show?
Nanatsu no Taizai.
What's that one?
7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, that's right. I gotta watch that too. See, I keep forgetting. I still need to watch. You know what's funny? Like, Netflix keeps reminding me to watch it too. It's like, hey, the new season's out, and I'm just like, it's 1:00 in the morning. I'm gonna go watch The Office.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got you back.
I know. I saw that Brady Bunch thing going on for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Yeah. What's up? I need to see because is it the last season?
I mean, ever? No, for sure not. I mean, it's the latest one.
Yeah. So I need.
Although the manga is done, and they are making a sequel manga.
Yeah. It doesn't have to do with their kids or some shit.
I have no idea, but it's called 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
That sounds like fun. Maybe that's another series.
I'll probably skip it.
Like, stop with the fucking, like, I don't care about these people's kids. Like, fuck you, Boruto. I don't care about Naruto's kid. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to know what he's doing.
I don't know. I would be interested in Sarada or Himawari. I don't care about Boruto as a character.
Yeah. Like, it's like, stop. Like,
I will say, you know who did it well? You're not going to hear this often. Akira Toriyama did it well with Gohan. He did it well with Gohan. Okay. What he did was he let Goku stay in the spotlight, and then he introduced Gohan as a side character, and then brought Gohan in, and then let Gohan take more and more of a leading role as it went on. And then he backtracked aggressively.
Sorry, I'm just watching what Mage sent me.
Uritsuki Doji.
Alright, I'm gonna. Okay. This guy just came as Boruto is just a bad character. I don't care about people's kids. I just don't.
It can definitely be done well.
Like my least favorite Marvel animated film was Young Avengers, because I don't care about their kids. I care about characters that I know and love.
A really good game I played called Record of Argarist, which I'll have to stream at one point, is all about the characters' kids. Because in that game, you play a dude named Leonard, and you make a pact with a goddess that you have to give yourself and your next, 4 generations to the goddess.
Yeah.
So in that game, when you play Leonhardt, you have to romance the ladies, and then you have to have a kid, and then you die, and then your kid takes over, and then you do that 5 times.
Yeah. I think they're in a Fire Emblem game too.
Probably.
Something like that.
There are kid characters in Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I was going to say correct.
But I don't know if you ever play as the kids. I just know that the kids come back from the future or some shit in some instances. But it looks like we're hitting time. So any final notes about Berserk?
I want more.
Fair. Don't we all?
Yeah, I want more. Probably just have to read them all.
All right. So here we are. We've reached that time. It's time for Anime Dartboard, the show where we search through the dregs of my watch later list to find anime that has been dubbed and is a maximum of 13 episodes long. In our latest selection 4, we got The Sky Crawlers, based on a novel and directed by legendary anime director Mamoru Oshii. The reason this was chosen was because it was directed by Mamoru Oshii. John, what'd you think of The Sky Crawlers?
I got 35 minutes into it and then turned it off.
Wow, you didn't even make it through this one.
No, I didn't. I could not. I hated everything about it. That was boring from the start. And then I was like, you know what? Because I watched it today. And I saw, I was watching it. I was watching it during dinner. I finished eating, and then when I finished eating, I was like, I don't need to watch this. I'm just I'm done with this.
Okay.
I thought the animation was awful. I thought it's just boring.
Okay.
It was very boring.
Okay, can you tell me what it was about?
Airplanes.
All right, so from what I've gathered, The Sky Crawlers is about a world that has moved past the concept of war, and they've created a group of people that are genetically modified to be eternally children and not age, and they use them to fight sort of proxy wars to settle disputes. And whenever they die, they repeat the cycle again by bringing the children back. So this is kind of what I pieced together, I think. So at the opening of the series, the main character arrives to the base. And I'm. This is what I think happens. It's told in a very weird way, but he is given a plane, and he's assigned a plane, and he's like, normally you're supposed to meet the person who last owned this plane, and they're like, I don't think that's necessary in this case. I believe he was the person that last owned the plane, and he was shot down by the teacher last time, and he's been repeating the cycle. And the main girl, who's like the commanding officer, has a child, and there is a scene where she goes to his room shortly after he arrives, after he's like laid in the bed for the first time, and she like sniffs it, and I believe the implication is that it's actually his child that she had, and she's survived because she doesn't get into the planes, but she's in a constant cycle of him arriving in the military base, meeting her, they fall in love, and then he fucking dies, and then they repeat ad nauseum. And there's implications throughout the whole thing that other characters that they also know that aren't part of the military base and aren't children, such as like the prostitutes or the people that work at the diner, are also aware of them, and they also know them, and they have like long established relationships with these people that the main characters just don't necessarily remember because they keep repeating the same cycles over and over with different names, because I believe the main character's name does change when he repeats the cycle at the end of the movie. And it's not clear whether the main girl is intending to kill herself or not at the end, but I think that, at least my interpretation, I think, is that the main character has, at the very least, helped break her of the cycle of being suicidal. But I'm not sure if he's still trapped in the cycle of constantly trying to go up against the teacher and then being killed by the teacher.
Yeah, I didn't make it that far. It like literally lost me. Like. I gave it a shot. The only reason why I got through Magical Warfare is because I watched like an episode or two at a time. So like I got, it was like a waste of like probably 36 minutes of my time. It was a very short episode. So when I started watching this, I was like, but it did kind of like, it reminded me of that Live Die Repeat movie with Tom Cruise. Which I was like, All You Need Is Kill. Yeah.
Which is based off of a manga, I believe.
Oh. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Entitled All You Need Is Kill.
And I thought the animation was just weak. It was just like, it was like a sepia tone almost.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. It is called All You Need Is Kill, I was right.
Okay. But like, it's like, I don't know, it just like looked boring, and like what they were talking about just didn't interest me, and I don't know.
Okay, so it's directed by anime director Mamoru Oshii, who's really famous, but you'd probably know him best for a little ditty known as Ghost in the Shell. So this is probably why Skycrawlers hit my radar in the first place, is that it's got a famous director behind it. So this would be like if you were like watching a movie and it's like directed by Quentin Tarantino, and you're like, I'll check that shit out, and then you watch it and you're like, the fuck was that?
I'd say more like Spielberg, but it's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
There you go. Whoever you want, I don't care. I would not compare Mamoru Oshii to Steven Spielberg.
Sam Raimi.
Let's be clear. I think Spielberg is better than Mamoru Oshii. You heard it here.
Well, I mean, Jaws, Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Mamoru Oshii also directed Angel's Egg and an Urusei Yatsura movie. See, I've never seen the Urusei Yatsura movie. I have seen Angel's Egg. Here's what I will say about Angel's Egg. Oh, yeah. Wait, was he fully behind Angel's Egg? Or did he just direct Angel's Egg?
Side note.
Because Angel's Egg is nothing. Okay, yeah, he was fully behind Angel's Egg. So that explains everything. So yeah, I'm just going to declare Mamoru Oshii's a hack.
May, did you check out Scream Factory, because they've been doing a lot of anime plays.
Yeah, Angel's... Well, okay, we're not talking about Angel's Egg. Angel's Egg doesn't mean anything. It's pretty to look at, though. It also vaguely reminds me of Dark Souls 3. So if you want a movie that's nothing, but it looks nice, go watch Angel's Egg. Also directed by Mamoru, but... Yeah, Skycrawlers, I will say, I did finish it. I did watch all of it. Is boring. It is incredibly boring. Yes, it is not interesting. None of it is interesting. It doesn't... I don't even feel like it says anything. Like, the closest thing it gets to saying is that human nature is embridled in a need for war, except it undermines itself because humans aren't at war. In Skycrawlers, they're at peace, and they just use proxy wars with immortal children. So, shot itself in the foot, if that's what it's trying to say. But no, I think it has more to say about, like, suicide and, like, endless cycles of depression. But it doesn't say anything interesting about that. And I could just watch BoJack Horseman, so...
Oh, God, BoJack. I've actually been watching that, too. That's good. Right.
That is a good show. Yeah, just go out. You know what? That's my review of Skycrawlers. Just go watch BoJack Horseman.
It's funny. It's got some good stuff in it. Yeah, I couldn't get through it.
That's a fair enough review. What did I give it? 4 out of 10, I think, right?
I can't give it an honest review.
I think I gave it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Yep, that's what it sounds like.
That sounds about right.
That's what it sounded like it deserved.
And it's better than Magical Warfare, I guess.
Okay. Let me pull this up.
1 million DVDs. Around $1,000, damn.
So I think we're ready for the next dart, don't you?
Let's dart it up, bro.
All right.
Let's get something interesting this time.
All right. Interesting is an interesting request.
Yeah, I made it through all Magical Warfare, and I couldn't make through. All
right. Let's see. Let's pull up.
It's the best.
I wish I could put this on screen, but the best I could think of for how to do that would be to display capture. And I don't want to get a display capture going.
We'll just use our imagination.
Yeah, use your imagination. Here it is, Wheel of Names random picker. Here we go. Putting it in. Shuffle once, twice, and 3 times. No!
Oh, like that.
Oh.
What is it?
Okay.
What does it say?
All right. Wizard Baristas, Benmashi Cecil, with an created by Studio Arms. With an average mouse score of 6.20. This is 12 episodes at 24 minutes an episode. It is an original series. The story takes place in Tokyo 2018, where normal humans and those who can use magic coexist. As a result, there are laws against using magic, and a magic courtroom exists to preside over lawsuits regarding magic use. In these cases, Benmashi, or wizard baristas, defend those who use magic. The anime follows Cecil and the youngest Benmashi in history and her associates as they defend clients in these cases. So the reason I selected this, I believe, is because I saw an OVA of it, and the OVA looked vaguely interesting. And I think the concept of wizard lawyers sounds cool. So that was why that was selected.
It's Phoenix Wright, but with nothing cool about it.
I mean, there's wizards. Don't we love wizards?
I guess it's better than birds.
There we go. Wizard Baristas. Yeah, so it's 12 episodes. So you can watch like one episode a day and then forget all about it by the time by the time we get to review. So look how much easier that is. Do it while like clipping your toenails or something.
I'll probably just do it. I'll watch them in the car while I'm driving. Like I normally do.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. The Wizard lore is.
It was so close to something that I actually think was good.
Well, shit.
It was it keeps happening where it keeps almost hitting something and then it's like, nah.
Hopefully it's on something I can watch it on.
Hopefully it's good. I've seen a 6.2 average that's actually a good show before. So you never know. So let's go in with an open mind.
When Watch and Drive made, I can't tell you my secrets because if I did, I'd probably be arrested.
Yeah, let's hope it's good. I mean, there's no reason it has to be. There's no reason it has to be bad. I've seen some 6.2 anime that were really good, that were underrated. Magic Law could be interesting. So let's go in an open mind. Let's not be pessimistic right out the gate, and let's hope we get something good out of this.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'll probably watch it the week of.
Yeah. And maybe sometimes the audience will pitch in and watch some of this crap with us.
We're looking at you.
Yeah, looking at you, audience. This one's on you. It's an anime book club. You can join in on the discussion. You could have been like, nah, Skycrawlers is brilliant genius, Sack. You just didn't understand the greatness of Mamoru Oshii.
I don't think anyone would say that. I mean, I have really bad ADHD, but if I can't make it through a 2-hour-long movie?
It was a 2-hour, 2-minute long movie, I believe.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Well, here's
Endgame twice in a day.
Yeah, here's the fucking issue with Skycrawlers is that well, yes. One of the top reviews on Mal, I'm just gonna read it. It's from Beatnik. They gave it a 7. This strangely cold movie with a barely any empathetic or relatable character shuffling around gorgeously rendered backdrops with an unusually lackluster Kenji Kawai soundtrack effort. It's from Mamoru Oshii, so it's automatically thoughtful and has something to say. Yet as a movie, it fails because Oishii's auteur sensibilities don't fit with the backdrop of this particular tale. I'm gonna take my main issue with this review right now. It's from Mamoru Oshii, so it's automatically thoughtful and has something to say. Nope.
Yeah, that's something to say. It says turn it off and watch something else.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, very literally, Angel's Egg has nothing to say. Like, that's one of my problems with it. It has nothing to fucking say. He specifically said he made it there, and then you're supposed to ascribe your own meaning to it, which means that he wasn't saying anything with it. He just gave you a fucking canvas to paint your own meaning on it, and I hate it. I hate it when artists do that. When they make something that is clearly meaningless, and they're like, it's up to you to decide. Don't put the fucking work on me. If I wanted to make a work of art with meaning, I'd make my own work of art. I wouldn't look at your fucking diarrhea that you shit onto a fucking canvas. I didn't hate Angel's Egg, by the way. I'm just saying Angel's Egg means nothing.
Yeah,
like it. I mean, he literally said it doesn't mean anything. So, I mean, what do you want me to take from it? I'm not even wrong.
Skycrawler is just boring. Boring and piss poor animation.
It is really pretty, though. I will say that about Angel's Egg. It's really pretty. Not Skycrawlers.
No, that movie was like... that movie reminded me of Mad Max. Like, it's like nothing but sand.
Yeah.
The entire fucking movie.
Well, it is on a beach.
Yeah, but... Oh, God. Just... fucking boring.
Hopefully Wizard Baristas will have... What we do know is that inevitably you'll quit at episode 3. As is the rule. And that I will have watched the entire thing, and I will be able to give it a full review, and I'll probably still shit on it.
I'll make it through this one. I think it was just because it was 2 hours long, and knowing that I had to sit through something for 2 hours that I already wasn't liking.
You could try breaking it into pieces if it's a movie.
I can't do that with movies. I have to watch the entire thing.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, because like if I do that, then I'll forget like what happens in like the first half or something like that.
I don't watch movies very often, so there's not a lot of movies on the list. If that makes it easier, I thought that would actually make it harder. But if that makes it easier, there's probably not too many movies.
Well, that's the thing. If it's an interesting movie, then I'll watch the entire thing. But if it was like boring like that was like
yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, is what I'm saying. Like I say, everything is a 5 until I watch it, and then sometimes it's still a 5.
I mean, it's a intriguing concept.
I've never said that in my life, but it is basically my philosophy. Everything starts as a 5 and then has to earn its way up or down.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, you can't just go in like especially everything is medium until it either becomes high or low. Yeah. So that makes sense.
So, all right. I think that pretty much clears it, don't you? Or do we have any final things to say?
No. We covered a shit ton tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to watch the Magic Lawyers.
Yep.
I hope they're also wizards themselves.
They are.
Oh, good. So there will be hijinks.
You can tell because the image shows the main character using magic, and she's a wizard lawyer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds good. For whatever reason, it's giving me flashbacks to a random episode of American Dad where he had an angel lawyer.
Right. Yeah, and then he pulls out a heaven gun, which can kill anything.
Yes. So now we both know what we're talking about.
Have you seen my fucking thumbnail for my new video that I made? Because I'm just going to slap that up because I'm so fucking proud of it. And I'm willing to end on this thumbnail. This controversial ass thumbnail I'm willing to end on. Because I'm so proud of how it came out. But yeah, if you want to slap down your link.
Shit. Damn. Let me find one. How does one link? There we go.
I love that so much. God.
It hasn't popped up for me yet. Amazing. I see amazing thumbnail, but I don't see a thumbnail yet. Where is it? Here's my link. There we go. Oh my god, that is great. Here's my link. I've been John, aka ConquertheJohn, all night. I play games when I actually do stream. I'm gonna try to get back into it this week. I'm gonna be finishing up Demon Souls, and starting something. I don't know yet what we're gonna be starting. But I play a lot of Nintendo games, like retro stuff. So if that's your bag, check it out.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact about this thumbnail, by the way, it actually came out too good originally, and I had to make it look shittier because I wanted it to intentionally look like I just haphazardly pasted images of Roberto and Johan on American Dad characters.
I really like that. It's
I'm so proud of how that came out.
That was Heaven Gun was a good segue into that.
Yeah. Roberto's head like merged too well with Roger originally, and so I had to shrink it down to make it look worse. But yeah, I'm Sacrabalic, your Envoy of Hope. We're doing Megami Baroku Persona, or Persona 1, if you will, and also Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, which no one has ever heard of. Episode 3 of Cold Topic Podcast will be on John's channel. It will be the first Saturday of next month. I don't know what month next month is.
October.
In October, horror month. Oh god, we're gonna be hitting horror month. I'm gonna have to put some shit on hold for that, aren't I?
It'll be October the 3rd.
October the 3rd. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put shit on hold for horror month then. Good. I'm glad I got advanced warning on that. I wasn't even paying attention.
We should probably. Well, we'll talk after, but we should probably figure out, since it's October, do something spooky.
Oh, something spooky. Okay. And yeah, so I guess we'll talk after the stream. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Hope you had a great time. Make sure to watch Wizard Barristers. I will. And yeah, I think we're ready to sign out there.
All right. See y'all later.